Yes, peeps. Why is it moving all slow and that little moving all slow, man? Big everyone locked in. Little chilled one, man. Little chilled one. Little vibey team. Relaxing. Answer some questions. I put out a community post earlier, guys. I asked you guys to throw some questions in. I'll put it on a wheel. We'll spin it and let the man them chop it up. If you guys want to throw a question in there and it looks good, maybe we'll look at it as well, man. If not, we'll leave it just to the wheel. Savage in the building, G in the building, man them. I know you're good, but I'm gonna ask you again. Are you man good still?
Yep.
I mean,
all good, man.
There, man. There. You telling me?
All good, man. That's okay. Alexander says, big up. Hala Madrid, Arsenal much better than us. Rah. Okay. Not hear it. How do you want to do it? Do you want to do this to get to the wheel quick ASAP, man? Fuck it. Let's not play around, bro. So these are the questions on there already. Let me spin it and we'll chop it up, man. First one. Where we go? Let's do it. Why do Liverpool fans get overly emotional?
Yeah, blood. If I was a baddie, I would have said that the universe is telling or something, but I'm not, so it's fine.
We saying what star signs and that and them things.
Star signs and that, blood. You get me? Manifested it and that, all them talks there, blood.
So talk to me there, lads. Like, why do we get overly emotional, bro? Like, what's going on? Talk to me.
Because we're just what Savage said, isn't it? Like, yeah, I mean, we're like baddies, bro. Like, we just move with this kind of I don't know, man. Like, all jokes aside, I think I always feel like everything has to revolve around us. Like, we feel there's this thing with Liverpool, like, I don't like using the word, yeah, because it sounds like I'm being disrespectful. But there's always this kind of like victim type of vibe, like. Yeah, I know. Savage. This is what you know. Anyways, moving on. There's like prime example, right? Arsenal obviously just faced off against Madrid. The first thing I see is Liverpool fans talking about, well, if there's another team you can come back from 3-0 down. I was like, brother, this is not the time. We're out of the competition. Like let's just keep quiet. Let them man have their night. You know what I mean? And then we can move on in this like silently kind of thing. And where I feel like things always have to try and like revolve around us, and then we get touchy. As soon as someone says something, it's like, oh my goodness, like Savage, you mentioned before about it's like man attack you personally. I'm like, brother, I'm talking about the player, you know. Like, I'm not talking about you.
They've linked their personality to being a Liverpool fan. Like, it's like if I for example, I know I joke around on that, bro, but if you met a girl and she said, "Ask you about yourself," the first thing I wouldn't say is I wouldn't say I'm a Liverpool fan to a girl for the first thing. These man would, blood. These man would do, like, instead of telling her about your job and what you've done in life, and it's now I'm a Liverpool fan before anything, bro. So it's like it's true, and I get what you're saying. I was joking about the victim thing. Man, I have to deal with it. It's the word in the dictionary. Fuck it, but it is a victim thing, but and our fan base is quite narcissistic in it, so everything does revolve around us, and it could be anything, bro. It could be a VAR decision in a Fulham game against Crystal Palace, blood, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this referee for Liverpool, blah blah blah." I'm like, brother, sometimes it's not Liverpool, bro. Like, you have to take a step back and realize, like, to this day, people still talk about Liverpool not winning the league off certain decisions from referees or other teams and that. And I'm like, that's not. I get it. You can make that link if you want, but you know, Everton not getting a penalty against Rodri, that's nothing to do with us, though.
Yeah,
you said, like, I get it because then you're hoping that Everton's going to score the penalty and then win the game, and then we would have finished the point ahead. But it's actually nothing to do with us. Just like Villa with Gerrard is nothing to do with us, bro. It would be nice. It would have been great. But to this day, I hear man blaming Gerrard. I hear man blaming the referee for the Rodri handball. And I'm like, you do all of this, and the manager who we had at the time said it was his fault. And the team, he actually said, could we have played better? Maybe. But could we have given more? No. And I'm like, okay, then it's an honest answer, bro. That's fine. And I get it, because in some of them seasons, it's like, it was so close in that, and this other team we're playing against is so good. Even if they're like half a percentage better than us, it's fine margins, and I can deal with that at that time. I can't deal with getting slaughtered and a team running away with it and being 20 points ahead of us and that. But if it's a point in that, bro, it's disappointing, but I hear it. But you're not right, man. It's very much everything revolves around Liverpool. And from that space you did earlier, like the first thing they said was, so when blah blah won the league, I didn't hear people mentioning that. And you heard what I said straight away in it. Brother, was we on Twitter when the Man U won that league top? So what are you begging it for, bro? Like, you wouldn't have heard it in the newspaper, bro? Or no, and then the other guy came in and said, I think you fans who can't just enjoy it, when I never said that, it's because you're listening to pundits and rival fans. First of all, I'm one person that I don't give a damn what rival fans say at all. Like, you not even see me online on videos with like a rival fan, so I don't care. Second of all, why can't Paul Merson have his say? Why can't Troy Deeney have his say? These are like 2 to 3 people having their say on Liverpool, and all of a sudden people turn it into everyone's against us. But you're ignoring all the positive pundits who are like, Liverpool's ran away with it and Liverpool's done this great and Onslaught's done great, and it's all lies, bro. It's all lies because you see it. All of you like see it, bro. You see Monday Night Football and Sky Sports after the game. They just keep bigging Liverpool up. Micah Richards, Roy Keane, Jamie Redknapp, Robbie Savage. I don't even like him. Rio Ferdinand. These are all people bigging Liverpool up. But Paul Merson says the league's a bit poor, and they ignore the part where he said that Liverpool's been good though, and just took on everyone's against us. I hear it, man. It's nice, if you want to do the us versus the world thing and that. Sometimes it feels nice and that, but everything doesn't revolve around Liverpool, blood. We're still football fans.
And even really just to piggyback really off of what Savage is saying, one thing that's obviously annoying me more about Liverpool fans, and again, I hear it's online and stuff, but I always look at it as online, you're going to have a majority vote there just because it's more people online than it would be inside a stadium or a city, right? When I look at it, I'm like, bro, you're becoming like one of the fan bases that you dislike. And the reason why you dislike them so badly is because it's like holding a mirror up to yourself, which is Arsenal fans. You're so similar in everything you do and you say. That's why we hate them so much, or that's why people don't like them so much, because we're so alike in what we do. It's like you don't like yourself almost, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't like myself too if I was behaving in that kind of way and doing certain things and saying certain stuff. I'm like, bro, like I can't remember who just big up Dr. EQ saying main character syndrome. Yeah, that's what it is, bro. I'm like, bro, not everything is always about you directly. You get it? Like it's not gonna always be based around you as individuals. And people need to stop feeling like man's attacking you personally. I'll be real. I don't give a shit about you personally. If we're talking about football, like team and whatever it is in that kind of context. But people always feel like...
I'm going to leave and join back. Sorry, G. I'm going to leave and join back. It feels a bit glitchy.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, and it's like what Savage said about like everyone talking about obviously in the space and whatnot. And I was like, like one of the things I asked was like, you see, when we talk about like back in the days and stuff, I'm like, I didn't want to talk about that. I was like, forget all that. I'm talking about this season. That's what I'm saying. They brought it up. I was like, but you don't need to, like, this is what I'm talking about, is that it's always got to be finger pointing to someone else. But like, I'm like, no, forget all of that. That's all a myth. Man, don't need to do all of that. It's all extra stuff. Like, just focus on what we're talking about right now, which is this season or whatever. So when myself or a Savage or an ENDZ or whoever, like, they can speak for themselves, when they say certain things, and in this case, when we're talking about, say, like the quality of a league or whatever, if I say the league is dead this season, the first thing I saw just after the game as well, what's his name? James Pearce. He posted saying, this is something along the lines, I can't remember verbatim, but like he said along the lines of that for the people who think that this Premier League season is not a good season, they must be basically like in the mud, innit? Like, and we're ahead of this team. So like how good are we, kind of thing. Like, along those. What,
because Arsenal beat Real Madrid?
Because Arsenal beat Real Madrid, and I was like, what does Arsenal beating Real Madrid have to do with the fucking Premier League?
If that's the case, then does that mean that like Everton's better than Real Madrid then, because they drew with Arsenal on the weekend? And I guess and if that's the case, then it means Fulham's better than Madrid and Arsenal because they beat Liverpool. So you get me? It's a bit childish.
Let me even. I'll read. Just for I know it ends.
It's a bit childish. And do you not think? I was thinking this. Like, do you think that a lot of Liverpool fans are just fans of Liverpool? And I don't mean in terms of like one team. I mean they're not fans of football. They're fans of Liverpool only.
Yeah, no, I've spoken
I
to a
think so.
couple of people, and I don't know every Liverpool fan, but the ones I've spoken, there's a few. They're like, no, I don't really care about like football outside of it. It's just Liverpool. Like
It's not
we're
a bad
just
thing. I just
embedded in
thought
the
that
city,
maybe
Yeah, of
that's
course.
why. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I don't really have
Sorry.
that. But I know some people have that in other sports and that. Like people who don't watch a lot of
Mm.
basketball, they might just be fans of just the Lakers, but they don't care about the rest of basketball. So that's fair enough. I just thought that might be a reason. That might be why they feel attacked all the time, bro. But maybe you have to go touch grass on it.
But I
Take a
just didn't understand. Even after what we spoke about, they made a completely different stream on thing to speak about what we spoke about. That's so crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's madness, bro.
My man, yeah. We'll probably get to that on another question. Yeah, my man said, "Not a good night for the It's a Poor Premier League this season brigade as Arsenal hammer the European champions. Got to be some team to finish above them." That's exactly what he said.
Okay.
Bro, he needs to go touch a bit of grass too, blood.
No, it's a late night and that, bro. This way he's tweeting out. All right. I think that was a great answer. Big up to everyone in the chat, by the way, guys. Make sure you guys are liking the video, man. As I said, if you want to put a question in there, throw a question in there. And then if it's a good one, I'll definitely bring it to the man then. But these questions are from the community post from earlier. A lot of people obviously replied to it. So we got a few
Why
of the
is that
questions
even
from
there? What? I just saw that. Why is that
That's
question even
hilarious.
there?
Why is he a Palace fan, innit? That's what he's gonna say.
bro, that's
I bet that's the next question.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Arsenal 3 to Madrid. Are you guys nervous as Liverpool fans?
Nervous for what? We're not in the Champions League, bro.
I don't know. Are you nervous maybe in terms that they're
PSG,
gonna come? We're gonna throw the league away. I don't know. I don't
we
know.
got dumped on our head by PSG, but why would we be nervous as Liverpool fans, bro?
Because you could.
This is the main character syndrome that we're talking about.
Arsenal having a great performance tonight, and even if they have a great performance at the Bernabeu and get through, is not the league, innit? Because a man forgetting that Arsenal's been like this in the Champions League all season anyway. They beat PSG, remember? So it's nothing changed. It's like Villa smoke up by Munich early in the season as well.
Yeah, and
then got to the Prem and got smoked by somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
They had a record this season, Villa, like up until the last Champions League game, where every time they played a Champions League game, they lost the next Prem game, bro. So it clearly doesn't have an effect. And of course, it can motivate a team, bro. But motivation is just that, bro. It gives you a little spark in that, bro. Go 2-0 down in the Prem and see if the spark's still there, bro. It's over with.
What about you, G? Are we nervous now? Arsenal could do something good.
No, nervous. No. As in, they're winning in a competition that we're not in it. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I've only got one other team left in it, and I pray that they get to the final and win in it. But yeah, outside of like for Liverpool, nah, man. Like, there's nothing to be nervous about. I feel like, again, I'll be honest, it's the main character syndrome. Like, why would you care that Arsenal even won tonight? Like, that has nothing to do with you as a team. If we were still in the competition, okay, now I'm like, oh, watch out for that team. Like, then of course you would just naturally, just because they're still in the competition, and Real Madrid are obviously the best team. Like, so fairs, but bruv, we're not even in it. So I'm just
we're not even in it, bro. Because even with Arsenal not wanting to win the champion, my thing with Arsenal is not based on me being a Liverpool fan. I just don't like their fans, innit? Because I don't like their fans, it's pushed me to not like their team. But I'm a lover of football, bro. So that's why when I was watching this game earlier, I can appreciate all the good things Arsenal did in the game, bro. Like, man just think I'm out there hitting my head off the concrete and that, but I'm like, brother, because I'm watching these free kicks and I'm like, this is incredible. I'm watching Moreno's goal. I'm like, I don't know how he's done that, bro. Like, I just have to appreciate the badness on it, bro. You get me? They deserve to win. They smoke man up and that, bro. It is what it is, bro. Like, I don't. Why would we be nervous, bro?
Nah, fairs. I don't know. I'm looking at the reaction that no one's really said anything in the chat about it. But let's get to the next one then. Let's see what the next one. There's a few on here, bro. That's jokes, bro. Is the Premier League needy this season?
This wheel's killing me, bro.
Is the
Yes.
Premier League meaty this season?
You know, G, you know that me and you are becoming the face of this, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it is what it is, and that's fine.
I don't think End is helping with his thumbnails and that, but I hear it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
No,
Sometimes,
listen,
yeah,
this
we put ourselves
one
out on
game.
YouTube to be.
No, but here's the thing, right? Because earlier, obviously, we did the space, and the space was a good space. We had a great conversation, and that was one of the topics. We basically said, "No, we're happy we're about to win the league, but the Premier League hasn't been that great from a footballing standpoint." The counter argument I kept seeing was, "Oh, but wouldn't you say like it's harder to beat other teams?" So they spoke about it from a results based standpoint. We were like, no, it's nothing to do with the results, bro. Like teams are going to win games of football and lose and draw. That's just football. But how they accomplish it isn't good. There's a few teams that's played some really good football in moments in periods of the season, but it overall just hasn't been that great. So has it been meaty, bro? And can you guys like clarify in terms of what you mean by if you're going to say it's meaty?
Yeah, the part what you mentioned just where it's like they try to go through the results space. Listen, there's no right and wrong to that one because you can quantify it either way. Because if someone's going to say, well, the lesser teams are taking more points off the bigger teams, that doesn't answer the fact that I still think it's meaty, bro. Because when you say that to me, then I'm like, oh, so it is meaty then. Because even those teams that you're talking about, they're not going on like stupid runs every now and again. They'll beat you and then they'll go and get smoked by they'll lose to someone trash blood. So I don't think saying because they've got the other teams have got better, it means that the league's better than that, bro. I just don't enjoy my thing is, as a whole, the Premier League is not fun for me to watch, bro. And luckily, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I can enjoy the Liverpool games a little bit more because I have an emotional attachment to it. But apart from that, every now and again, I might get like a young Brighton versus Bournemouth where I'm like, yo, they just turned up today. Or a young Newcastle game or something. But realistically, bro, like, I think the performances are not very good. I can't think of like great outstanding moments even in just our team. You know what I mean? I think VAR's trash. I think the referees are trash. I think the managers are all boring and they're just trying to do one style. So yeah, and I think the fans are trash. So in totality, it means that I think it's trash. But I don't know what man want me to do about it. Like it's just how I feel, innit? And that's all it is. It's a feeling. Like there's no right or wrong answer to it. So if I say it's meaty, for you to get rattled is a big problem because I said I think it's meaty. I didn't say you have to think it's meaty. And I told man, it's not even a shameless thing. Liverpool win the league. I'm going to celebrate winning the league because we deserve to win it. I can still think it's boring. It's just what it is. And for everyone telling me it's not. Okay, well, I've seen ENDZ do videos after nearly every game this season. I've seen G do videos on a Monday morning. And I've just heard moaning since the beginning of the season. It's not like when I'm listening to everyone and everyone like, that was great. Everyone's moaning. And everyone wants to get rid of all of our players. So, I don't know. Apart from people gassing Salah all season, I've not heard anyone be excited about anything, bro. I heard that now Kanate is rubbish. Okay, so he's rubbish all of a sudden. He was the best. Him and Virgil was the best centre backs 2 weeks ago. But now they're rubbish, bro. So use that. You're bothered by my words, but your actions are showing that you think it's meaty. What do you want me to do? Want to get rid of 7 of our starting players, but with the best team? Okay.
G, what's your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, no, brother, Savage hit the nail on the head, man. I was just looking at the results and stuff, and if we're gonna go down the results and like based analysis, right? Obviously, big up Nottingham Forest. I think they've had a really good season by their standards, right? They lost 5-0 to Bournemouth earlier on in the season and beat Brighton 7-0 literally the following week. That's what I mean, or that's what Savage means when we talk about like if you're gonna go based on results, like it's results are results at the end of the day, right? So the meaty teams like that we've seen, the Bournemouths, the Nottingham Forest, the Brightons and stuff like that. It's great for them. Of course it is. And if the top level quality comes down, obviously to me, all you've done, you haven't gotten any better. You've just, I guess, closed the gap. Would we say maybe?
Traded places with the other teams, and
you haven't like nothing's gotten better. It's just literally top teams were here, bottom teams were here. Now you just kind of moved it like this, so they can almost meet in almost like a middle kind of ground. But we haven't gone like, oh, the top teams are doing this, or even just staying where they're at in terms of being amazing, and the mid teams are still, you know what I mean, they're pushing, then I can say, right, okay, fair. Like Liverpool playing banging football, Arsenal playing banging football, City playing banging football, and whoever else, right? Chelsea, for example. But then you still got Nottingham Forest playing banging football, Newcastle. That's not what's happening though this season. Though what we're seeing is, I can't really think of a team that I would say plays the best football in the Premier League. You can throw whatever names you want. That's up to you. It's all subjective at the end of the day. But you probably, I maybe go with like a, I don't even know. I actually don't know what team I would say has been playing the best football this season. I feel like it's all kind of on the same level. But either way, when we're looking at all of these reborn, like, you know, Pep Guardiola guys who are trying to copy his style, but they can't really do it. I think that's why Nottingham Forest, Eddie Howe, Newcastle, that's why them man look better on the eye, should I say, because they're not doing the same things. So now, because they're not doing the same things, it's just one of those kind of things, man. And I'm just saying the quality, as Savage said, bro, on show, I'm sorry for anybody who feels butthurt about it. In fact, that's a lie. I'm actually not sorry. I couldn't give two shits. I'm more, if you feel that the Premier League, and again, you're equating it to Liverpool, if you feel that it's because Liverpool are winning the league, that's why we have a problem. I feel like that's a you problem from the get-go. Because I'm like,
isn't this the most... Sorry, G, is that not the best part, like the best time to be honest, bro? Because now you're not just saying it because we're not winning. You're saying it
So when that geezer told me earlier that I'm speaking like that because of the media, and I'm like, bro, why would I need to be like that? I'm a Liverpool fan. If anything, I'll just lie and gas it up and do the nah, it's the best league ever because blah blah. I'm just, bro, man, just want us to lie. And then you know what we're getting? We're getting people telling me what I think, bro.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like I got eyes, bro. Like I'm very honest in it. Like I watch probably like 3/4 of the game with my son and 1/4 of them on my own, bro. Brother, like the beginning of the Sun was bare me and my son moaning. Like if you had a camera on while I was watching the games, bare whinging. I'll be honest, bro. Like I'm just looking at certain things and I'm like, oh my god, come on, man, oh my. You get me? And I said there was the middle period where I do believe that we were really good. I feel like that November period to December, I thought we were really good, especially we were good in the Champions League and the league. And then we hit 2025 blood, and then I was like, oh yeah, back to normal viewing blood. Yeah, so and to be honest, bro, I don't know what everyone else got PTSD and all this. I thought the league was over in at Christmas, so I've been like this since then, bro. If anything, like at least the thought of having to rival somebody would have added a little bit more excitement for me if Arsenal were a little bit better. But they're shit too, bro. So.
Do you guys think then, Savage or the end, whoever, like, do you think it's because are people triggered by the word meaty? Like, I don't know. Obviously, everyone's from different parts of the world, right? So maybe in your ends or in your country or wherever you guys are watching this, and big up to everyone who's watching it anywhere, everywhere. Maybe where you guys are from, right? The word meaty to you sounds like the maddest disrespect kind of thing. But I don't feel like I don't use the term meaty and be like, meaty means shit. I feel like people think I think it means shit. Meaty doesn't mean shit to me. Again, I don't know if ends has a different meaning. Savage, you might have a different, like, we're all from different parts in it. So that's
what I'm like, bro. I'm mad logical in it. So meaty comes from the word mediocre, bro, and that's how I feel about the league, bro.
Oh, Savage, that's how I look at it. But again, I just wanted to make sure that everybody was on there because I didn't want to not even be disrespectful, but I get it if people feel that
Dr. EQ, that's the comment right there. Dr. EQ, media equals Liverpool are discredited. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't mean that, bro. And you know what's funny? Because me and G was having this conversation at the beginning of the season when it wasn't about Liverpool being good because it was early. And we were talking about like how every time you say something as a football fan, man, them just hear something else, bro. The man just hear something else. And the G always brings up the analogy like, these strawberries are banging. So what you saying mangoes are nasty then? What? No one said that, bro. And that's all. And you saw it earlier, Ends. With literally word for word, I was saying stuff. And man was saying, so what you're saying is, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then man will talk about, don't listen to the managers. All managers talk shit. You have to read between the lines, but so everyone's like Mystic Megan. Everyone's just doing up psychology, bro. I'm not reading between the lines. The manager said he don't want anyone. He don't want anyone. And when he says he does want somebody, I'll take it that he wants somebody, bro. And I mean, he's been right because he's won the league. So it's like, what's the problem? I don't. It doesn't make any sense. If you feel it as discrediting, like, remember, nobody in any other walk of life when we do this, everyone's fine with it, even if we just do it over sports and that. If I tell you that like, everyone, Deontay Wilder's meaty, bro. Okay, so what? The Tyson Fury beat him up
just
or
have
not?
a discussion, then you'd be like, okay, what do you mean? And we'll just dissect
The
it.
Tyson Fury wash him up or not, bro? Like, who cares, bro? This, they do it in the UFC. This geezer's aging. Yeah, but I kicked him in his head and he's dead blood. Like, I don't care. So why do you care, bro? Why do you care so much that few Liverpool fans just feel like this, bro? It's not that serious, bro. You don't own my right, blood. Like, slavery's over, bro. You can't tell me what to do, bro.
Big up to Dr. EQ as well, man, for becoming a member. Much love and appreciation, bro. If guys, you want to become a member, man, straightforward, man. Do what Mr. Dr. EQ did, blood, light work. Just click the link and become a member.
Can I say one thing? Yeah, and big up EQ. He just mentioned something there. I need people to stop equating points to the quality of a league. Like, it has zero bearing on whether I think a league is going to be quality or not quality. As in, I don't actually care. Like, I don't care if you got 101 points that season. Like, I think Reading did it in the Championship like years and years ago, right? That didn't make me think the Championship was quality. I promise you that. It made me think that the Championship was actually shit and Reading were just completely superior to everybody in that league, right? I don't equate points to the quality of a league because everything is always contextual. So when we bring up, and I think someone mentioned it in the space, but someone mentioned it here, we talk about, but when Manchester United won the league with, I don't know, 70-something points, or I don't know what points they won, but whatever the low points is, right? I'm like, surely then that kind of helps. Yeah, exactly. Which is, it was clearly harder back then, meaning the league was way better back then because you couldn't just go on a 99 points and win the league type of vibe because everybody was so good or everybody was good enough in order for that to not happen. Whereas now, two teams can go on imagine not even just one team, but two teams in the same season can go on a 90 plus. And by the way, I'm not saying that equates to thing, but I'm saying you're going to use that argument. You can't then try come to me when two teams get over 90 points and then try to tell me, well, that's a quality season. Because I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. Because
I understand what you're saying because I had this argument with 12 Man before. He was going through like his spreadsheet with the point tally and all that, and he was arguing the fact that he was saying that the team that we didn't win something and we finished a point behind City or whatever, and he was saying that but it's still better than the invincible season because we got more points. And I'm like, brother, what are you talking? What are you talking about?
Winning a league, going invincible.
But he didn't care about them winning the league. He was saying no because of the points, bro. Like,
come on.
And the thing is, this funny thing is, everyone arguing with us on this is happy to tell you that the Bundesliga is trash, and it's happy to tell you that everything else is trash. And the reason why you not think it's trash, your words, not mine. Well, because there's only two teams running it. Obviously, Real Madrid or Barca is going to win it. Obviously, Bayern Munich's going to win. Ain't that what's happening in the Prem? Ain't that what's been happening with Man City, bro?
I keep telling everyone, if we didn't have that little stint in the middle where we won that one league, they would have won it 8 times in a row. Actually, if they won it 3, then we had the little gap.
Yeah, this is a fruit vendors league, bro. It's not even a farmers league.
Fruit vendors. We didn't win it. So the outlook could have been completely different, bro. 8 years in a row.
And it's even still mad because they've done it 4 years in a row, which has never been done, even by the great Manchester United team of the 90s. Like they couldn't even do it. And these men have just come in and said, I'm going to win this 4 years in a row. 4 years, and we don't think this is the Farmers League. Like I like in terms of definition, and again, this is why I say I need people to give me. I'm a very literal person in it, so I need to understand what people are saying. If you call the League a Farmers League, fairs, because PSG always win it. If you call the Bundesliga because Bayern Munich, even though Leverkusen won it, but fairs. If you call it that for the years that Bayern Munich have won it, fairs. We have to put the Premier League in that same bracket then. There's literally no other term for the Premier League right now than it's a Farmers League. Even when Liverpool go and win the league, it's still a Farmers League. Because guess what? There's been one team, if we go through, what did you say it ends? It's been 8 years, right? So is that, I don't know if that's including this year or not.
9 including, it would be 9 including this.
So it'll be 9. So
they
Liverpool
won it 3, we won 1, then they won 4, and now we're at this point now.
Okay, so we're saying in the last decade, there's only been, basically. So we're saying in the last decade, a team has won it 8 times, basically, give or take, in the last decade, and another team then won it twice.
Yeah.
Bro, if that's
And
not
then
farming,
for my man who was running his mouth, Pierce or whatever, isn't talking about, oh yeah, it can't be that bad. You want to go check the trophies of who's won the Europa League and Champions League the last 10 seasons, bro, and talk about the Prem. Because if that's what he's trying to use, you're going to find out, well, we already know Emre's got half of them in it. So Emre's got half of them and Madrid's got half of them, bro. So and then you can do the rest of the maths around it, bro. You got a young Atletico in there, a couple of Chelsea's, a couple of Liverpool's, a one-man City, and that's it. Everything else is La Liga, blood. So let's not talk about that, bro. Oh, who's going to do the best in the league and that, bro. It's crazy, bro.
Big up to you guys in the chat, man. Love for the love. As I said, guys, these questions are from the guys in the community earlier. So let's get to the next one, man. I figured out why. I think it's from the website. It's why it's moving so slow. Because I've clicked it off and now it's moving fine still.
Yeah.
Load it up again.
I guess load it, and then when you get the thing, just take it off, innit?
Yeah, that's what I have to do. And so I do it. All right, let's spin it again, man. See what I go on.
What's next? Palace thing, blood.
Nah, that'll be the last question, Mark.
Okay, what profiles Liverpool need for next season? So I think like players he's talking about here. So what type of profile of players do we need for next season? What type of profile players we need for next season, lads?
Is this for what we want or what you think Slot would want?
Well, obviously your own opinion in terms of what profile we think with this team that could
I'll have to do it based on
next season.
how I see Slot, because
Savage, there's only one word. You know the word already. You know what we need. You know the word already. It's the word
metronome.
Metronome.
Okay.
We need a metronome.
Here's my pick on it and take on it, right? For me, profile-wise, we need to go and get players going into the stage of becoming a world-class player. I can't deal with the project players now. I don't want to see us now going into the season, next season, and going, let's go and get Delap, and let's go and get, I don't know.
Why you keep sending for Delap, bro?
Nah, bro, because
he's good, man. Stop sending for him, blood.
I ain't trying to send for him, but I ain't on this project team no more, bro. Go and get me the Isaks of this world, bro. Go and get me in, bro. That's what I want. If Zubimendi's the guy you want, go and get him, bro.
I hear it.
Go and get the brothers that you said you want in it. Don't go and get me some makeshift guy now out of Portugal or makeshift guy in like second division Spain, and that's the guy that you're thinking like, yo, he could come in. No. I need the profile of players to be top level now. We're at the top stages now. Let's not go backwards now.
Just run me Newcastle midfield, blood, and let's go again, blood. You get me?
We don't need to go out there and spend like mad money like that. You know what I mean? But we can go and get 3, maybe 4 players of top quality with the players we currently have in the team and go again. But if we gut the team and then go and get like players that you're looking at maybe in 2-3 years are going to be good, it's long. It's long. We need top world class players or players on the verge.
I feel like Slot wants us to play like Arsenal still. Every time I think of the profile players and what he's wanted already and how slow and side to side passing we're doing, and I just want Arsenal, the media Arsenal. But obviously, if you had the choice, I'd just get a midfield who can mash man up, like a midfield who can just mash man up in the middle and that, bro. But seemingly Slot don't want that. I mean, he might, but obviously we can only go off the fact that we knew we wanted Zubimendi, so then Ederson and them kind of man go out the window, innit? But what profile? Just based off his actions, and another left back, another right back, even though he still might use Bradley as the starting one, and a striker.
Big on that.
And a striker. Big on that. And a striker, that's probably about it. So I don't know.
Yeah, Matt, we asked the community some questions, or asked them to throw some questions for us guys to answer it. So I'll put them on a wheel, I spin it, and then we just chop up the questions. So the first one was about the Premier League being meaty. Has it been meaty, and what's your thoughts on that? This one was about profiles of player. That we need. Do you guys? What was the other one? Because I deleted them off of it. Do you guys remember the other ones? The first one, or
so people are trying to say that the Premier League is meaty right now. Is that the general consensus?
No. So the question was: is the Premier League been?
And Liverpool fan? Why Liverpool fans so emotional? That was the other one.
And why is Liverpool fans so? That's from the community as well.
Okay. So I don't think the Premier League's been meaty. I always feel like if Liverpool do something, there's always something to it. So when Liverpool won it, you know, and it was a pandemic. Oh, it was a pandemic. That's how you guys won it. Rare tear. Liverpool right now, 11 points clear. Now all of a sudden the Premier League's meaty. Now it's not the best Premier League ever. No, it's not. It really isn't. But to say it's meaty, and again, I saw a bit of the show while I was walking back here. You look, definition is meaty. I agree. Like mediocre. Is the Premier League mediocre? I would say no, because all that's happened is that you've got the smaller teams, so-called smaller teams like a Bournemouth, a Brighton, that have just now stepped up now. And you've even got like Aston Villa now. What it is, it's just more competitive. What it was that format that we used to have back in the day, it just used to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea before Man City were even there. Now people can't fathom the fact of you got these smaller teams that are now just pushing the limits now, because these smaller teams can now spend money. You got teams that can spend how much money? Look at who spent a ton of money. Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest. I know they were relegation sort of fodder last year. Look how much money they spent this year to get to where they needed to be. Now you could say it's a one-off, or you could say they're trying to build something. Why are we trying to discredit what Nottingham Forest are doing? Because if you're discrediting Liverpool, you're discrediting Forest. So what, are Forest mediocre now?
Do you think, okay, see, I know that word there, right? And I know it's like a triggering one, yeah. So when people say that, do you think they're just crashing on the whole league, or do you think they're just talking about the football aside? So not like sign-ins, not like the tactics or whatever. Just sitting there going, I'm gonna put on a Man United, Man City, I'm gonna put on a Chelsea, Villa, I'm gonna put on a Spurs, whatever, and they're going, Raj, you know, this is so meaty, bro. I'd rather go and watch somewhere else.
Here's the thing, yeah. Everyone expects with the Prem, all the big teams are going to be at their best. You know, that never really happens. Very, very rarely that all the big teams are firing on all cylinders. It very rarely happens. So, like, there's normally two teams that are just better than everyone else, and they normally battle. And sometimes you get that third team, like it was us last year. But if you go look at the history of the Premier League, it's very rare that you get so many teams that are doing so well. I would arguably say this year, like I said, the smaller teams are playing a lot better than some of the bigger teams. And that's why people are saying mediocre, because they're saying, well, look at the big teams. Look at Man United, for example. Man United are in 14th or wherever they are. Look at Spurs. Look at all these teams that are normally in the top six and they're not in the top six anymore. That's why people will say mediocre league. Because I guarantee you, if Man United were in the top six and Spurs, I don't think people will have that saying of saying the league's mediocre. It's literally because the top teams are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. But we can't do nothing about that. Like, you can only be prepared for your team. If your team is doing what they're supposed to be doing, how can you therefore blame the rest of the league? That's how I look at it anyway.
And then we was talking about profile of players as well. So, G, you can go on it, Matt. You jump back in. So, profile of players. Yeah. What kind of profiles do we need?
I think Liverpool needs someone who can control a midfield with like the tempo of the midfield.
What is it, metronome?
A metronome. You know that
stupid word, brother. Allow it.
No. From now on, I'm not saying anything about midfield now. It's a metronome. So Liverpool need a metronome, but we do, because it's the thing is with the Premier League, right? I always feel like when you come up against certain teams, it's all well and good if you've got the runners, you got the energy, you got all of these type of guys. That's great, right? And it kind of worked at the early part of the season. But you can see as the season goes on, I always look at, why do we call Javi? Why do we call Pirlo? Why do we call Cruz, Modric? Players who, as they got older, they just seem to just get better with age, right? And the reason isn't because of their physicality. Man, I don't care about that. Modric, bro, today, Modric went running around the pitch doing whatever. You know what
most of them are pretty slow as well.
And usually it's funny, don't you feel like most of the best players that we've probably known outside of like attackers, they're usually quite slow, innit? So in your head, you're thinking, how can someone so slow be so good? It's all about being able to dictate that type of tempo. So when we look at them type of profile, I don't know a player, so don't no one ask me. But that's the type of player I look at for Liverpool, because when we get to this part of the season, fatigue is low. Certain players are maybe out of form. brother. I just need a guy who can just dictate the tempo. Just in those games where Szoboszlai ain't running enough, or McAllister maybe can't really do what. That's fine. That's cool. Guess what? I've got my man over here who can dictate the game and allow for other players to be able to play that way. And I think we had that conversation the other day when everyone was talking about, like, I think you asked, like, what's like a priority for you in terms of which position? And I was like, everyone's like, nah, attack. We need a left back. I was like, we need a midfielder, bro. That's a priority for Liverpool. Like, we can get the other players because the other players, I feel like it's quite transferable in terms of what everyone wants, i.e., we want a winger who can score goals. We want a striker who can score goals. Bruv, you could probably find that a lot easier than trying to find the metronome, i.e., the guy who can control tempo, because those players are few and far between. And to find a really good one, I feel like that's going to cost you a pretty penny.
Solutions within, blood. Sergio Bicetic, like that, right? Yeah, blood. Busquets regen and that, bro. Bicetic, run it, blood.
No. That for me is the key area for Liverpool Football Club going into next season, though. Find me a midfielder who can dictate tempo, and I will actually rate the squad a bit. What do you mean you don't know what a metronome? Hey, get your dictionary out, man.
You're listening and you're not listening. G's giving you the examples, bro.
Man,
that's what I'm saying. Man's explaining, bro.
Bro, come on, Scraps, man. You know the vibes, man. Metronome is obviously the guy who can dictate tempo. Do you know what I mean? Sitting in the midfield. Pedri, basically. That's the
yes.
Pedri, bro. Not the fraud Gavi, the real one Pedri.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's not.
I wasn't meant to say that out too loud, but I don't slip out.
No. I know you're upset. I know you're hurting that, but just
you know your feelings are a bit. You're in your feelings at the moment. But
I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
let us play tomorrow and let's see what happens. See what happens.
Do you know what's so crazy though? You see how you're talking about the profile of player that we need. Yeah, I'd arguably say Trent does that, but he just does it from right back. And you're right, though. We do need that type of midfielder. Hence why Slot wanted Zubimendi. He wanted a controller in midfield because you probably could foresee that, yes, I got Gavin Birch and I got McAllister, but I still need a dictator of play. So when you got any type of basketball type games, you just got someone that puts their foot in the ball and goes, you know what? Let me take this sting out the game. I'm going to control this thing for the team, and then we can get back on track. But right now, we don't have that. Sometimes Trent can do it, but in a different way. Because what Trent will do, Trent will get the ball and look for that Hollywood where he will catch the opposition off guard, hit that long diag potentially to Diaz, or he'll play it down the line to Salah, and we're already in on goal. We've definitely missed that, though, 100%. And I do agree with you. We need that midfielder. And I do think, because I was and ahhing whether we need a destroyer or a controller. And do you want to know something? We might even need both. Because there's games when because hear this now. Against Newcastle, Arsenal, we kind of got badded up in the middle of the park, in my opinion. Like physicality. Yeah. And I do feel like that's something that we struggle with at times. Personally, I don't know whether you guys agree with that.
Yeah, what Matt's saying is we need Newcastle's midfield. I told man, just get Newcastle's midfield. And they don't need the money.
Just go and get Joe Linton and them brothers there. just go get them.
Big up, man. So, man. Nah, listen, we do get bullied though. How many times a season do we get bullied though? So we got Newcastle. Normally Arsenal try and rough us up here.
Not many times, but it's because the Prem's fine margins in it. So even not many is too many, blood.
Yeah, agreed. It's that's the thing. It's not like loads of games, but it'll be games that are it's games that are memorable. There might be only 4 games in the season, but yet you'll say to me, "Nah, but we got battered up by Newcastle. We got battered up by Arsenal." There was another game when we got battered up as well. It might have been Newcastle twice. In fact,
Nottingham
at
as well.
St James's Park.
The second Nottingham game as well.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, in my opinion, that's something that we need to look at because as much as I rate Gravenberch and McAllister, we do lack a bit of physicality in midfield, innit? And not only that, going back to what G said, we need a controller, in my opinion, because no one seems to take the sting out the game and say, give me the ball, even if I'm under pressure, I'm going to cook something while you, man, just kind of, we need to settle down.
Curtis tries that, though, don't he? But then,
but it's all wrong with Curtis, though.
It's all wrong.
It's all wrong.
No, but you see Curtis Jones, Curtis Jones is a good player. However, the brother thinks he can take 20 touches on the ball when it's like, bro, sometimes play the simple pass and we're good.
Curtis's control is power league control on it.
Yes.
Where you just hold onto the ball and hold man off and that. But it's like,
do you know what Curtis does? Prime example. I think it was against what team? But basically, there was a defender. It might have even been Everton, but like there was someone that was literally right onto him, pulling his shirt. Curtis Jones could have released the ball. No. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'm a showman. I got strength in it. Let me show man I got. You know, it's one of them. It's a pride thing.
Yeah.
Like you know how it is in fives or power league. Like someone's trying to rough you up, you want to show them. Now man's got strength. Curtis does that too much, and it's to his detriment. Sometimes just release the ball, bro.
You know, McAllister does that quite a bit as well. McAllister just chills on the ball like there's no one chasing him.
McAllister does do that. Not as much as Jones, but
not as much as Jones, but McAllister is like, I'm just living life.
But look what you're like, Matt. You just said it there, Savage. You just said there about McAllister. This is a Premier League potential winning midfield, and we're both, and you guys are both saying, "Man, I'm moving like it's power league, brother. We need a new midfielder, bro." Like now you confirmed it. You need, like, I'm moving like it's Ballers League, and that we can't sign them.
Ballers League. Sometimes you need the power league man them though, G. Sometimes you need the man them that's gonna.
No. And I don't mind having those type of players, maybe in a different position, like over there, like not so. Because
like a Diaz. Diaz is more like Diaz. He's exactly. He's a cage footballer, so to speak.
You can do that over there, but when you're doing it like these times, as Matt said, like I remember that when Curtis Jones did that, because in my head I was like, I don't know if you're trying to win a free kick, and if you are. Not.
It's just a strength thing. I got a brethren who plays it just like Curtis, bro.
Why?
He just waits. He just waits for man to try tackle him.
It's like he's no reason waiting for the contact. Yeah,
but why?
Like, man can
get the ball moving.
Man can pass, but it's like, no, I'm gonna wait for someone to try tackle him. I'm gonna wait for the contact. Like, brother, why are you waiting for the contact? If you can see a pass, play what you can see.
Sometimes
in football, play what you can see, bro. And I'm telling you, it makes life a lot easier, bro. I'm telling you, fam.
Let me see what else is left on this. Listen, these questions are not from us, bro. These are from you guys. You guys in the community have asked us to answer these questions, so we're answering them. All right, what's the next one? Let's spin the wheel again. There's a mad one on there. Gee, hopefully the Palace one, because you have to explain it.
Come on, Matera.
I bet it's gonna fall on that now. Yeah, you see what did I say? It was gonna.
Why G is a Palace fan? Why is G?
Bro,
let us know.
This is why Jerry's a pussy-o, because if Jerry never filmed that specific moment, and if
Jerry's the ultimate snitch move, blood. I've never seen anything like that.
Ultimate snitch move. And what's funny is, if I had been filming us throughout the game, then you guys would have also seen Jerry also applauding Crystal Palace efforts. But I've got no evidence. I can't show it.
And Matt is looking confused. So can you explain exactly what we're speaking about?
Bro,
yeah, because I'm like, what?
Yeah, he has to explain.
Okay, so last season, last season, when we beat Palace at their ground, right?
Yeah.
Remember Mateta scored first? I want to say
he scored first.
Yeah, he scored first. Yeah.
When he scored, I don't know how to put it, but when he scored, I clapped repeatedly when he scored. I was like, oh,
enthusiastic. Wow.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Great penalty.
Yeah, it was the penalty. That he scored. I was like, okay, we're sitting in the Crystal Palace.
Kind of crazy to celebrate a penalty, though, isn't it? It's not like you rasped one from halfway line and you had to applaud it. It was a penalty, blood. Like you did look. Sorry, carry on. My bad.
If you wouldn't mind, just not interrupting while I'm speaking. So obviously, when that happened, obviously Jerry we're just filming like the whole, like all the Palace fans like celebrating whatever, and then he's obviously turned to me, and at that time, yes, I was clapping and applauding the penalty at that same time as whatever.
Matt, can we take you back there, Matt? Because you guys did every watch along, right? So I want to take you back to that moment.
Yeah.
So we're in the game, remember? And then Kwanzaa and Virgil, or was it Kwanzaa and they came across, shielded out Mateta.
And he knows the game. You don't need to give him the context. He knows the game.
Sorry.
Yeah, because there's that VAR decision on Kwanzaa where it came back like 5 minutes later.
We shielded it out. Man fell over. We then went on a counter attack. Then they reviewed it on VAR like a minute or two later and go,
yeah, it was time.
Yeah. Let's bring that back. So you guys did the watch along. How vexed? Because I remember seeing how vexed you man were.
Bro, you know
how a Liverpool fan like G.
He was thingy as well. You know that Palace song.
Why was you
Because
applauding?
we got glad all over. Because he was singing that song. I remember with the
I was
cheerleaders and
singing
that.
those
He was
songs.
singing it with the cheerleaders and the eagle. I remember, blood.
That's
Hey,
crazy, you know.
Hear what I'm saying? Yeah, look, my son's from Southeast London, so obviously I got to rep them.
Nah,
rep
that
them.
I hear the family thing. I hear it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I was born in South, but I still don't support Palace. But we move same way. Yeah.
Why is he speaking as if it's like bloodline lineage?
Man said his son, you know. Man said his son. Like you didn't choose where your son was
I'm
born
from South London.
Man's
but
doing that the
he
Dominic
is born
Toretto
there.
thing, man. Yeah, it's family. That's family.
Yeah, no, okay, good. Look, listen, look.
I hear you, Gino. I hear it. It's family.
The reality
I hear
is,
it.
listen, look,
I
guys,
hear
guys.
it. I hear it.
The reality is this, right? You know what's so mad? It's only that one thing that's ever happened. I've not said anything about Palace since then.
The one thing on camera, what happened?
Yes,
I haven't. Actually, there's only been two players I've spoken about since then. Elise, who's now at Bayern Munich.
He's cold, by the
and
way.
Eze.
Elise is cold.
And-
Elise is
Exactly. And Eze, I don't
Eze
even
is
speak
cold
about
as well,
this
though, by
season.
the way.
Yeah, Eze is a cold player, but
Yeah,
even this season, I feel like he's kind of dropped off in terms of performance
Yeah,
level. So
I
I haven't
agree.
really
I
spoken too much about him anyway. And Palace, to be fair, are actually doing well this season. And you know what's crazy? They're actually doing okay, where it would make more sense for me to actually be like, nah, Palace are, and it's kind of local. Do you know what I mean? Man can go to the games. Liverpool can't just go to the game like that. Do you know what I mean? They're not just tickets lying
Why did
about.
man just use up all of his excuses in one?
Because I have to get it all out now, because this is the last time that we're talking about this. We're never having this conversation again. So get all your questions about this out now, and then we end it here. No one asked me in another stream about Palace. I don't care about Palace like that. But
it's actually mad how much it's spread, isn't it? Because if you go into other channels chats and you're there, someone always says, just ignore him as a Palace fan. That's what it's.
Yeah, all the time. Brother, you know who it is? Hakeem. I know if you're in this chat, it's you, bro.
Oh yeah, Hakeem is always Hakeem.
I swear Hakeem comes to the copy chat as well.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I go into a copy chat and I say one word, Hakeem will be like, yeah, but you're a Palace fan, so what does it matter? I'm like, well, then it doesn't matter then. What can I realistically say, kind of thing? But listen, I'm like, you know what I mean? Yes, I applauded. It was a good penalty as well. Mateta, he was on fire. You know what I mean? Like,
but to applaud the opposition, though.
I'm applauding football because I'm a football fan, Matt. So
I'm a football fan as well, bro. But I'm not applauding the other team.
This is when we're going for a league title as well. This is when we was going for the league title. Remember, we were
going for the league title.
We were still in it at
that
that point.
There's no need for that. Don't make it worse. There's no need for that. That's
no. But was we going for a league title?
We were, bro. Yes, we was.
Yeah, we were.
Game week 30.
But we knew we weren't winning that thing, man. Like we knew.
No, but see that energy, right? Massively, no, we weren't gonna win. But why are you gonna say that, G?
And then later on in the season, we lost to Palace, bro, on the last part of the title run.
We lost to Palace, and I didn't say anything in that game. I just
we don't know.
All right, G, just to make is Palace like your second team, basically? Like it's your second team. If you had a second team,
can't have a
second. No, my second team is Barcelona. Palace would be like a second Premier League team if I had to follow another team. Then it would be Palace.
I hear it still.
Fair play.
What would you like on you know the game I told you the last time I went to Selhurst Park? You know the game that once my partner race. What would you like on that day? Dwight Gale and that?
But I didn't care.
That's what I was gonna say, Savage. So what was you saying when Dwight Gale bagged the hat?
Okay, so we need to understand like my affinity. That's the word I'm looking for. We need to understand my affinity with South London. My son is 5, so anything prior to that, I didn't care about South London in that kind of way.
And you like
only in the last 5 years.
Gigs and more.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I fuck with gigs. That's different. But I'm saying, in a general sense, I didn't care about South London in that way. So when that happened, of course, bro, I was more pissed off that Palace were actually shit back then. Like they were like, if you look at their team on the day, they actually had a shit team, and we ended up fucking drawing. You know what I mean? Drawing to them in that kind of way. But it's only been, I would say, in the last 5 years that I've had any real connection to Crystal Palace. Other than that,
I hear that.
You know what I mean? That's it. Has everyone got all their questions? Get all your questions out now. We're not having this conversation again. So you guys need to ask whatever it is you want to ask today.
I'm thinking about.
Now, to be fair, Ends, I think you should stop because you was going to try and get Dwight Gale on the channel to interview him about it. I don't know why.
Whoa.
That's what I spoke to him and everything. And I said, you can't do that.
Is that you mean? Is that?
Oh, but I'm a snake. Okay, fair.
Yeah, you know what, G, you're not worth it because Dwight Gale actually mashed up everything. He was.
You're actually going to get the guy who fucked it up for us.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
even
criminal,
do
bro.
We needed a conversation. We needed to have the conversation, bro.
Hey, man.
So, guys, you got it here. Clearly,
In the lineage did it so we could speak. That's the
I do feel like Julian's like the type of person that I reckon he spoke to a few of the Palace players, though. I can't even lie. I know he knows a few of them. I know.
Yeah,
not directly. No, I don't know them directly,
but in that, like indirecting.
Yes, indirectly, yes, I know a couple of them.
South London massive in
that. Big up South, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, but this is it. It's South London. Like, it's not like if Liverpool were in South, then it would, be a lot easier for man to. You know what I'm saying? No, but
you was at a Liverpool game watching, bro. Like, but you clapped.
And I applauded when Harvey Elliott scored the goal. I applauded.
I was like, we don't know.
That was a bad way for it. Yeah, you know why you don't know? Because Jerry didn't film that. Okay, but he filmed coincidentally.
So we're meant to take your word for it, then.
This is why I said it's calm. Don't watch that. It's calm. Like,
you're moving like that. Jerry's the one I'm going to catch. Because you got caught on camera and that, blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have to take the L in that part, and I take that, and I've got no worries with that. But Jerry, I swear to God, the next game we go to, woo, he's lucky that West Ham didn't score when we went to the West Ham game where we see Cow. He's lucky West Ham didn't score in that game, right? Because the stuff Jerry was saying in the game. But again, I've got no proof to show you.
Yeah,
you just sound like you're dry snitching still, blood. There's no evidence, so I don't know.
Bro, I'm doing a 6-9 at this point because there's not much else I can really do. So what else?
Wow.
What else can I do?
All right, let's see what else is left.
No. I'm telling you now, we are not having this conversation again.
No, there's no. I don't know if there's any more in the will, bro. There might not be no more.
They don't know, like you didn't put them on there, bro.
No. I'm saying, have you guys on the panel got everything off your chest now with this whole Palace thing? Please get it out now because I do not want to hear it again.
Would you, if you're Liverpool, would you sign Mateta as the striker?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's what I said earlier, bro.
That's mad, Savage. That's crazy. I can't even lie.
It would have.
He's thinking about it. It says
I'll be real. It would depend. It would depend on the fee.
You did say you wanted fee as well. You did say you wanted Glasnow as the manager after this season. You said that earlier. So.
Yeah, let's just move on, Enz. Just move on.
All right, but that's what you said. So, you know what I mean?
Just move on.
Enz left, blood. So I don't know what he's doing, bro.
Enz is gone, bro.
How is he gone?
You see when these hosts go to Hollywood and that, and the thing that, bro, man's on the clock, blood. What's going on?
It's not even that. I can't even control the stream from here.
No, sorry, man. I said 2 seconds, man. I had to
sorry, we didn't hear you,
man. Sorry, guys.
No, it's calm. It's calm.
Let me spin the wheel, man. Sorry, G. Don't get touchy, bro. Because you're out here celebrating for Palace and that.
Just spin the wheel, bro.
I think you'll take Mateta though, because the fact that he took him this long and didn't get a concise answer.
I said it would just depend on the fee.
I'm just saying, G. I'm not trying to put you in the spot. I'm just saying. No, but Mateta, I'm not gonna lie. Mateta is kind of cold.
I think Enz should answer this question first. I think Enz, you are the host. You should answer this question first.
I think Enz. You know, let's do the courtesy. You answer first, bro.
You answer first.
Yeah. Go on, Enz.
I gotta hear this.
Before you answer, just so that in case anybody misheard and you don't want to have to rewind the entire video, we're asking, should Salah leave at the end of the season? Should the top goal scorer in the football team leave? Should the top assist maker in the football team, Mohamed Salah, leave the football club come the end of the season? Please end.
And be truthful. This is your channel.
I am going to be truthful.
Your
show. Tell us how you feel about his performance.
We want to hear the truth, bro. Because I've heard a few things ends, but yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm open and honest, bro. I'll say how I feel. Listen, I think he needs to leave for the rest of the team, for the benefit for the rest of the team. That's what I think. For the benefit for the rest of the man them in the team, he needs to go. You asked about his performances. He stunk the place up, bro. He's been stinking the place up. In the last 5 games, no goals, no assists, just wandering around the pitch, looking lost.
It means it, blood.
Bro.
This is your platform, you ain't gonna troll, you know.
Yeah, I'm not trolling, bro. The guys know, bro. The guys in the chat knows, bro. Because
you think you should leave?
Look at them crashing here. Oh my God.
We all knew it from the Salah hater.
Okay, I say that, Matt, and I tell you, he is my favorite player at the club, right?
Yeah,
Are
sounds
you
like it.
sure, bro?
He is.
Imagine wanting your favorite player to leave the football club.
I hate to
That is-
feel what you think about people that you don't like.
Yeah,
All right,
bro,
all
oh
jokes
my
aside, give us all jokes aside though. Give us your like your reasons as to
I
like.
feel like the
genuinely.
team is now becoming too dependable on him, and I feel like it's a detriment of the team. Look, we're gonna win the league, so it
Yeah.
seems like it's a dumbass conversation or whatever. That's fine, whatever everyone thinks. But I look at the team and I go, right, like every time we certain players in the team, Sobo pass it to Mo, Diaz we're passing it to Mo, the midfielders, McCall, everyone pass it to Mo, Trent, I only want to give it to Mo, and I just go, bro, like trust the other guys, even if they're rubbish and you don't rate them. Trust them. There's better positions I've seen players in. The ones that we know is not that good. They go, nah, we ain't even passing it to you. But I'm like, bro, he's like 5 yards out. If he misses, you can cook him. You're giving it to Mo, and he's got 2-3 players on him. Like that's a wasted opportunity. I feel like for the guys to develop and grow, he has to go, bro. There has to be a transition now. And if this isn't the right moment, then I know when will be the right moment. Because if Mo is not getting his goals and not getting his assists for the team, you've noticed in the last 5 games, like what is he actually contributing to the team if he's not scoring or assisting? And that's not to knock his previous work, the goals and assists. I'm just talking about now you're looking in the last 5 games, you're going, he's world class, right? He's the top goal scorer, top assister. But what's going on with him at the moment, bro? Boy, is he
Didn't
now
you say
just
that Salah
allowed to
plays like
take
he wears?
time off?
You said that Salah plays like he wears Crocs, blood.
That's what you said, bro.
Nah, you said that, bro. I
Nah,
remember, bro.
this is crazy.
Can I just quickly interject and ask, by the way? So
Yeah,
fair enough. And listen, all jokes aside, you got your reasons, and that's calm. Can we just find out what player you feel that could come in replace Salah, just so that we all
This is what I want to know. Yeah, so who's the replacement, bro?
Because I'm sure that everybody is clear.
I didn't say that.
Nah, this is that is crazy. Nah, you might be true. I'm glad you didn't put me there because you know I'm the real baller. Big up my brothers, yeah. You couldn't say that about me. Hey, listen, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That is crazy. But I want to know. Just so that the people know.
Get the questions out. Get the questions.
Yeah,
out.
no, because if you give it to me, it's your turn. Can we just understand what player? Because obviously you've done a lot of streams recently in the morning. Myself and Savage, we've jumped on, and you've shown us like these lineup builders of like what you would see as like a starting 11. So I'm just trying to figure out what type of player did you put in the right wing slots if say Salah was to leave, just so that we can understand that you're just so that we understand.
I mean, to be fair, he put the same player there every morning, but yeah, I'm not snitching. Carry on.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I just need to know and understand.
Yeah,
So,
I need to know as well, bro. Yeah, go on then,
Context is very important in this situation. So every morning I was doing like a lineup builder of players that we're linked with. Because a lot of people tell me like, rah, this player, that player, this player, that player. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let's put it on paper now. Let's view what it could potentially look like. So I'll put in Mbapp right wing. I think he's a good replacement. If Salah leaves, that's a good enough replacement. He's got 16 goals in the Prem. Yes, he has taken a few penalties this season, but as an overall player, he's a good enough player to replace Mo. Maybe not the goals and assists. He's not going to get that. But has he got the ability to win games of football? Yes. I put in Isak in there. I put in Semenyo in there. I put Kirkes in there. I put Hoyson in there. Everyone just said, nah, this is shit. And I was like, guys, this could potentially be the team based on the links. Isak is a link. Semenyo is a link. Mbuemo's a link. Kirkes is a link. Hoyson was a link. So if all I did was put it on paper so people could see it in front of their face. And then I realized everyone's telling me that these players are good. But when I put it in your face and say, nah, I don't rate this team. I'm like, wait, but you guys are saying...
put it in your face still, but continue.
Yeah, no. Yeah, pause.
That's a big pause, but yeah, we move.
But Mbuemo was the guy I put at right wing. He was the one I looked at and going, yeah, he could go there.
So Mbuemo's the guy that I understand from maybe from a goal getting perspective, but it's not just about goals though. Here's how I look at it. I know Salah is not the same Salah from even 2 years ago where people were really, really scared. But Salah still has that reputation where teams feel they need to double up on Salah, innit? Excuse me. I don't think you're going to get that with Mbuemo. I don't think teams look at Mbuemo and go, we need to double up on Mbeumo because he's that dangerous. So even though I know, yes and no,
then he'll have 1v1 and he'll cook, man. 1v1.
Yes and no, but not only that, we've seen this at Liverpool so many times. You see the shirt of Liverpool is a heavy shirt, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? Can Mbeumo take that next step? Is he going to be the same Mbeumo? Can he handle that pressure? Look at Darwin. I was never a Darwin Núñez fan, but people tried to convince me, like, he's gonna bag all this stuff.
No.
Was you one of them ends? Was you one of them?
I was, bro. I liked him, but yeah.
Brother, this is what I'm saying.
No, don't change it, man. Just keep where you was going.
Keep on going.
Yeah,
with Darwin Núñez, it's not even the fact of what I thought about him as a footballer. It was more about, can he handle the pressure? And this is why when I say, does Mbeumo have that mentality where he can handle that pressure? I'm not too sure. But maybe he can. And maybe he proves me wrong. Semenyo is kind of like a wild shout, but I understand why he said it, because we lack a bit of pace in our front three. He said that dynamism that we miss in the front three. Semenyo can give that, but here's the thing with Semenyo: 1 minute he can look class, then the next minute he can look a bit weird, like a bit like I don't know what's going on there.
Similar to, you're right in terms of like, are they going to be good enough? But remember, when we get in Mane and we got in Salah, did everyone go, they were going to hit the heights they hit? No one probably said that. People
not them heights,
but that's what I'm saying. If you get players in, you will never know how good they can potentially become unless you give them the opportunity. These guys are on the way up. Mane's now gone. Bobby's now gone. Salah is the last of the dying breed. Obviously, he's still doing his thing. But once he goes, and there's going to be a moment where he goes, we have to then find the next players that we can then give the platform to get there.
But do you honestly look at Mbeumo and think he could be a potential 30-goal getter, Ballon d'Or?
I don't think we need 30 goals, though, Matt. It's the same as Trent. The way I look at it, Matt, is I don't need a right back to come in and do what Trent did. I don't need a right winger to come in and do what Mo did. I just need someone that's going to be able to feed. That's why I mentioned Isak. That's why I don't want a project striker. I don't think
we get Isak. My worry is we don't get Isak. And this is what I can see us doing. And this is the horrible reality. Knowing what we do as a club, we won't get Isak. We're going to put the PR's already there, you know. Remember, the PR started from February. Liverpool really want Isak. They really want to go and get him. You know, the PR's already started. Yeah, the fee for Isak looks a bit much for Liverpool. They may have to potentially look somewhere else. So you know what's going to happen. So let's say we get like I'll be honest with you. We're going to be looking at Liam Delap's, Ekatike. No. You know the thing. You know it's real. I don't want to admit it, but I know my club. We're not going to go for the big signing. So let's say we get a Liam Delap, just for name's sake. Do you think a project striker like a Liam Delap, Ekatike, whoever, and an Mbeumo is going to be enough?
No, you keep Salah, bro. But I'd still get Mbeumo, but you'd keep Salah.
But you want to get rid of Salah, don't you?
Yeah, I want to get rid of him though. If we can.
And since the first season that you wanted to get Salah, or did you want to get rid of him like 2 seasons ago?
No, last summer, from last winter. Not winter, last January.
So you didn't even want him to have this season he's having now?
Now you see when Klopp sat down and said he was leaving.
No, Matt, don't say as if
you said Klopp. Ended the lie, bro. Klopp said when you leave, take Salah. I remember you said on stream, but the videos there, but remember.
So you said when Klopp leaves, he can take Salah with him.
Matt, I'm gonna come to these two after because
that's what he said. You're not gonna come for no man blood, but I hear it still.
Remember, I'm new to this, you know, bro.
I can refer you to other streams.
Yo, big up the chat. Tell Matt about ends and Salah, blood. He's wanted him gone for 2 seasons, but we're gonna allow this.
Season and a half, but yeah. But I had my justified reasons.
You said that's why Núñez was struggling, bro, because Salah would pass him the ball. That's what you said.
Matt,
you're gonna lie about it. It's fine, bro. But you blame
context there. But Matt, I didn't like the way you said it as if you predicted 27-17. That's not when.
It's so interesting when you say,
you know what? Because see what Salah's doing is marginal.
Yeah, but
here's the thing. Here's why I'm gonna slightly agree with you. The season that Salah's having now, I don't think he does that next season. I don't think it'll be as good, but I still think he has a productive season.
Clip it. Matt wants Salah gone. He said he agrees with Enz. I heard him. So clip it.
Hey, Savage, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you're no. What I'm saying, I want Salah to stay. I'm making that like I want him to stay. I don't want him gone. All I said is I think his production. I don't think he'll have another season like this one. But however, that doesn't mean to say that he needs to go, because I still think Salah, if he has another productive season, yes, you can bring in Mbeumo. But I don't think you need to get rid of Salah to bring in Mbeumo, though.
I don't want it to be that, Matt. That's not what I'm saying.
But you did, though. You said you wanted him go for 18 months.
Can I clear it? No, but let me clear it up. There was a reason behind why I wanted him gone. Okay, I'm still saying, for me personally, yes, fantastic. We're going to win the season. Partly down to him, but partly down to the team as well, because it takes 11 men to win a game of football, not just one. But what I'm saying
we're doing it takes a whole village to raise a child.
Let me say what I'm saying, but I don't understand why I'm being interrupted. I'm just saying, right, for him, the team plays better, and I think the team needs to evolve and not just rely on him all the time. And I feel like it's not going to stop until he's not in the team. If we're going to ask for a season where it should happen or could happen, maybe the season coming is the one that we can do that in. But I'm saying it on the back of, if we go out there and get a proper striker and go and get wingers that can facilitate and add their assist and the goals when needed, perfect. But if you're telling me Liam Delap, then obviously I'm not a crazy guy to go, Mo has to stay then. But if you're telling me go and get Isak is replacing those goals. Or is everyone saying he's not replacing those goals now? He's not good enough now. The 30 goals. He can. He's a striker.
I'm not saying that, but here's my issue with what you just said, though. I fully understand, and I fully understand where you're coming from. You see how you're saying about when, if or when Salah leaves, the other players, like, they need to kind of step up. I agree with you there. But you know what I think it stems from, and people might not like me saying it? Salah is an alpha footballer. So he'll be greedy, and there's times when he should pass, right? Unfortunately, for us, we have a lot of better, I have to say it, better footballers. The reason I say that, you look at Sadio Mane, he was an alpha. That's why, if Salah wasn't doing what he's supposed to be doing, Mane will keep him in check. And Mane say, well, I'm taking over. We don't have that right now. So even with you saying get Isak, that doesn't mean to say Salah has to go, bro. You can have two alphas on the team. It can still work. We've seen it with Salah and Mane. That's
Will Salah then give up the opportunity, though, to score the goals he scores? Because Isak ain't going to be there. Let me just
100%, bro. Salah wants to win. It's about his legacy now. Listen, Salah knows now.
Salah can't have the next man outscore him, bro, in the season.
No, bro. Salah needs help. The problem is the others can't help him enough. They've done it in little spurts this season, but they don't help him enough. And that's why I feel like if you had that old school Sadio Mane, you see how Salah's going for that rough period now? You know, Mane's already there being like, don't worry, I got this. But no one right now can do that. So if you get Isak, bruv, I agree with you. I want Isak. But that doesn't mean to say you have to get rid of Salah. Until we see a Salah full decline. That's what I'm saying,
Matt. No, you're doing what we just said earlier, bro. I didn't say if we get, that means he has to. I'm just saying for the team to evolve, I think he has to. But if you're not going to go and get me the top players, he has to stay. But if you go and get me the top players, then I'm cool with it.
All right. So if we just quickly, if we sign Isak in the summer, are you okay to let Salah go? Yes or no?
That's the goals there, isn't it? The 30 goals.
Yeah, see, I know how you stay.
That's the goal. That's what the man told me. But let's ask the man. Did you man say that Salah should go as well?
Nah, keep Salah, bro.
Whoa. Don't do that, because I'll go and play the last video. All right.
Salah's the top player, bro. Just because you try to put me on a thumbnail and that saying I want to get rid of Salah, blood. I've always said keep Salah.
You said Salah should go. That's what you said in the video.
True, blood. That's not true. No problem. That's fake news,
bro. No, that's right. That's right. I'll get the video.
No. We keep Salah, blood. What are you talking about, bro? You know me, bro. I'm on some fine solutions within, blood. I know everyone else is pissed. I'm talking about Jadon Danns. I'm talking about Sergio Bajcetic, blood. I'm talking about Trey Maurice, blood. I'm talking about Rio left wing, brother. You know what? I'm on a shameless thing, bro. I'm ready for the downfall next season, bro. The Titanic will sink, blood. And I need the young ones on there to prop Rose and that back up. You get me? So I'm here for it still. I just want to enjoy my football, bro.
There's no way Salah should leave at the end of this season.
Do we really need Isak when we got Jadon Danns, though?
Sam, what are we saying there, bro?
I'm sorry, what? Sammy, what?
You know what? Nah. Hear me out, because End said that remember, End, when you said Salah don't pass the ball to the strikers, you said that man ain't feeding the ball to the striker, and that's why the striker's just not in the box anymore, innit? So if you get Isak, he's going to be in the box chilling, bruv. No one's going to pass the ball to him. It's the same, but
hold on, Savage. Are you literally saying?
Listen, man.
You,
I'm
you
saying,
would
bruv, like I'm trying to see Rio and Dan's blood. You get me? In
yeah,
the
but
world,
don't you want to get?
you got Yamal, you got Pedri, Endrick, and then you got Rio and Dan's blood. So I'm just saying, throw them in. Obviously, Gary didn't get in the top 5 guys, not it. And run it, bruv. Remember when everyone wanted to replace all our strikers with Jaden Dan's mid-season? Then he had one game in the Champions League and everyone gave up on him. Bruv.
When he got left alone on
when he's running around chasing shadows, blood. Hey, listen.
Bro, Jaden Dan's, I rate him, but we're talking about Isak, bro.
Nah, man, we need Scousers back in the team, bro. We need to replace Trent, blood. You get me? Forget him at right back.
I feel like you're trolling. I genuinely feel like.
No, we didn't know Scouser back in there, bro.
And you didn't need to let me on a joke. I know you man to set me up here. You man set me up. This is a joke. No, I reckon Savage is trolling. I reckon he's trolling.
Matt, on a serious level, like they all don't mind Salah going.
All right, okay. I might be trolling a bit with Dan. I'm not trolling about Rio. Rio and Bajcetic, I'm not trolling about, bro.
But you're
go to my Twitter, bro, and see what's pinned at the top, bro. Rio, blood. It's been there.
No, Rio's cold, but it's just not. What is it, Rio? He's not ready just yet. But I think Rio's going to be a top player, though. He'll be a top player, in my opinion.
If Gakpo goes missing one more time, blood, run Rio, blood. That's what I'm saying, bro. I ain't trying to see.
But like,
no, the
Jaden Dan's and Isak in the same sentence.
And how come all you man turn your back on Bajcetic, bro? I don't like this, bro.
I haven't turned my back on him.
Now don't let me run back to that 2023 footage. I'll find footage on it, apart from G probably, but I'll find footage on everyone celebrating Bajcetic, but all of a sudden, he's a forgotten man.
No, he's not a forgotten man, but I will say, since I've seen Bajcetic come back from injury, I will say his game suits more La Liga than Prem, though. Like, I'm not saying he can't play Prem, and I think he can still be a potential star, but I do think the La Liga just suits him that bit better, though, if I'm being honest.
What do you think about everyone saying that Konate's been shit, man? It's crazy, that, isn't it? Man, them turned it back on Konate after a week, you know.
All I'm saying is this year, anyone that's talking about Konate forgets how he was playing before he got injured. In my opinion, he's rushed back through the injury. I don't think Slot should have played him, but he's had to play him because he don't trust Kwanzaa whatsoever. And I can be honest, I'm one of Konate's biggest fans. He hasn't played very well. Let's keep it apart, and he's been a bit stinky. I'll be honest, innit? Look at the game against Everton. Him and Virgil were like the Chuckle Brothers. It was horrible to watch. And then again, the other day, it was horrible. Do you get what I'm saying? But to say that Konate all of a sudden is not good enough, if you think that, that's crazy to me, you know.
Because all I've seen is that they've both had 2 bad games, bro. I don't know what the rest of everyone else is talking about, bro. Like one.
What are you saying, Ends? I see Ends looking down at his phone.
No, I'm just getting the evidence, Matt. I sent you cooking mode.
What's that?
And I'll send you that. So look on your phone, Matt. You can watch that.
Nah. Don't be photoshopping and video editing using
don't be doing that. You know, CapCut at the end of it is got their logo.
We already know about your editing skills, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Nah, but you know, even on Salah, right? Even like in terms of how we're looking at it, the thing is, what Ends is saying though is mad, yeah. Because I can get why the players know that he's talking about. Nah, I don't think that you replace that with that kind of quality in terms of Mbeumo or that level of player. But when we're talking about even an Isak, I still think you just keep a Salah, man. Like the reality is unless, and it will be unless you can go and get Isak and.
Why are these 2 muted, blood? What's going on, bro? Some joke that we're not in on that, blood. Why they both?
He's probably listening to the video or whatever, but it doesn't even matter. Like I said, I feel like with Salah, it's like you're watching a player, right? And you're thinking to yourself, I get it, because in the past month, everyone's like, oh yeah, but is he going downhill? Is he declining or whatever? And I hear it. I don't know if he is or he isn't, but guess what? He's still the best attacker that you've got. And that's the unfortunate thing with Salah right now, is that he's still your best attacker, even though Donny is, someone said it, 33 or 34.
I told you, man. I'll throw Salah up front, bro. I'm not joking. But
yeah, but Savage, that's the point. You'd have to, like, if you're going to do that, and then you do get a Mbeumo and, like, Isak, then fairs. Like, I guess that could be a solution, maybe, for the team. But for me, I'm just like, bro, I would just sign him to a new deal, 2 years. Then you can go and get your whoever other players that you kind of want to get.
Judging by the money that Liverpool normally spend, the most we'll get is Cunha blood. I think that'll be the guy. Blood.
Oh yeah, 60 mil. Yeah.
Quick question: if someone scores 27 goals,
Yeah,
and gets 17 assists, would you say they want to decline?
yes.
You would.
If we've watched them throughout the season, yes, I would say.
Where's Sam's gone?
The reason
No. What's this foolishness?
No. I'm not
the
gonna
reason
play
I
the video.
say that is because of this.
I'm not gonna play the video, but guys, you see this video here.
He made the video, bro.
You guys go and watch this video here when you have.
Hold on, Mandan. This is ENDZ channel. He made the
Salah gone. Go and watch that video, guys. Obviously, we got a lot to talk about now. Go and watch that video.
You know that in the chat, didn't we both say to him, "What you trying to throw us under the bus?" We never even said anything.
Go and watch that video. That's what I'm gonna say.
I need to speak to G just quickly. Sorry, sir. I need to just quick. So what you're saying is Erling Haaland, who was top goal scorer last season, has got 21 goals and hasn't obviously been the same Erling Haaland, right?
Mhm.
Alexander-Isak, we've all said is exceptional. He's got 20. Salah's got 27. If we go to assists, the next top assist player is Saka, tied with Robertson and Damsgaard at 10, and Salah's got 17. But apparently he's on a decline.
Mhm.
Is that from like just his dribbling, or would you say his overall effect on the game, in your opinion?
Everything. It's like what you said earlier on, is that you don't think that he's going to do this next season. So if you don't think he's going to do this next season, that means he would be on a decline.
No, I said no. I said he's on a decline and he's got 27-17. That's next season. I'm talking about this season.
Yeah, no, but then if you think that he's not going to do this next season, you think he's on a decline, right? If you don't believe
but it could surprise me because if I'm not mistaken,
but Matt, that's exact. This is what I'm saying. This is
no,
why
but here's what I'm
sign him to a new deal for 2 years.
If someone has scored 27 goals and got 17 assists, and even if he has some hot potato moments, where he looks a bit funky, rare tear in certain games, I can't lie, that's not really a decline, bro. You know.
But we've watched Salah though, G. Come on, like I'm Salah's biggest fan. He's the only player I actually rate in this team outside of him and Van Dijk. But we've watched him this season.
Okay,
that's what I said.
Yeah. But no, I don't mind. I don't mind the player who stat pads. That in itself is fine. If you.
But you know what the term? All right. But you know the term stat padding. All right. So that stems really and truly from NBA because I watch a lot of NBA, right? You know in NBA, stat padding is like when you get them meaty points against the smaller teams.
The meaty points, bro.
Yeah. Has Salah scored in big games this season?
Yeah.
Hasn't Salah scored in literally every big game, bar maybe the Champions League, but in the Prem. Remember, I'm going off Prem. These stats are from the Prem. If I'm not mistaken, Salah scored in majority of big games this season, right?
Yeah, he scored against Arsenal, scored against City.
Man City.
United, he always scores against them.
Hey, man, remember, Man City and Man U's not a big game anymore. Nottingham. That's the team you're talking about.
Oh my! You know what's mad? That's crazy. What I'm gonna say is this: we understand Salah is not 17, 18 Salah, where he could just maybe dribble past two people and whatever and put it top corner. We understand that. Now he's more of an effective player. Where if you get him in like sort of like in and around the penalty box, he can score a goal.
Yeah.
Salah will still be mad effective even next season. Even if he doesn't get the 27 and 17 that he's on now, I still think Salah can get you 20 and 10.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think if you keep Salah, he has to go up front.
And I'll be real. You add Isak to that, like what ends wants and what I want, what all Liverpool fans want. You're going to prolong Salah's career. You have to understand, he takes on all the burden because Núñez, I won't even go into Núñez. Pause. We'll speak about Diogo Jota. Yeah, Jota can't even stay fit. You got Luis Diaz in like up and down kind of sort of season. Cody Gakpo up until the injury was superb in my opinion. Salah has no teammate that he can rely on, and this is why if you get that top striker, maybe the decline that maybe you're thinking of might not even be that. Because if you get that striker, it allows Salah a bit more freedom. Because what I say is this now. people still double up on Salah because they know he's Liverpool's most effective player. You go and get Isak, they can't do that. What, you're going to leave Isak open in the box? This is why when I go on.
No, even just to even interject, but like I guess to continue what you're saying, I want to keep him. I don't want him to go.
Yeah, it's only Enzo wants him to go.
No, G. Are you gonna tell?
Let me finish.
Are you gonna lie? Are you gonna lie? Don't say only me.
I haven't lied about any. Like did you
not heard this man in the Real Madrid background?
It's G's favorite player, blood.
Like I don't want him to leave. Like I don't actually want, as in Matt. I don't care whether he
declines. My question first before you go into that. Can you not say the guy in the Real Madrid background said he wanted to leave as well?
Oh yes, yeah, he did. I'll admit it.
Because Jerry snitched on you, don't mean you have to run around being a snitch.
Sorry, but everyone's got to get it today. Look. The reality is, I don't care. Like when we're talking about this stuff, when I'm saying he's on the decline, I like that. To me, I don't care. Like as in, you can be on the decline. I'm good with that because you're still way better than everyone else.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You know what it is?
So when people difference.
Yeah, when people mention decline, it sounds worse than it is, isn't it? Like Lewandowski's been on a decline, then he's still bagging.
But he's still bagging goals. And that's the kind of decline that I'm talking about. Is you're still going to score bare goals, but bro, you're not the Lewandowski that I saw, 5 years ago, scoring 50, 60 goals in a season.
I'm being dead serious, bro. I just don't want Salah at right wing, bro. That's what I'm thinking.
But where else?
Because I'm thinking about what Slot wants to do in it, and he ain't changed too much at the moment. And when he wants to get his own team, I don't think there's balance there if Salah's on the right wing because he doesn't play like a right winger anymore, innit? So going forward, I'll just put him up front and get a right winger, bro. Salah can score in the middle of the park, but that's where he scores most of his goals anyway. It's not like he's cutting in from the left and whipping them in the top bins anymore. He had the one goal against Brighton, but the rest of them, he's a facilitator in what he does anyway. I think Salah will be great there, bro.
In the 10, bro, imagine that conversation we had, nearly 2 seasons?
2 years ago? Yeah.
You said about put him in the 10, bro, and get a right winger. And you see,
you know what's so funny? Since you said that,
more than the striker.
Since you said that, he's then gone on to have his best ever season, which is funny. And we've gone to win on and we go to.
That's my point, though. Slot has been smart in what he's done. He's coming to a new team. He's not changed what Salah's done at all. He's changed whatever. He tried to change everyone else. He's left Salah to do what he's doing. Changed Trent a little bit, but he ain't gonna do that forever because he's still a manager who wants to implement his own stuff in it. He's not forget players and stuff. His style. Bro, this style what Slot's playing right now is not the style that Slot wants to play with going forward.
I agree.
It's the Slot it's what is used to be efficient to get through the season. So I big him up for that. But going forward, he's going to want different things in different places. He's probably not going to want Szoboszlai in that spot where he's at the moment. He might want to get somebody else to do what Grav's doing or McAllister. So I think with that, if you've got a left winger doing what left wingers do, this is not a diss against Salah. He might just have a left winger doing what a left winger does and Salah doing just what Salah does. That's not going to work forever, innit? But having Salah on the pitch, which is what Slot does at the moment, because he's just on some, I'd rather keep Salah on and I don't care about subbing because he's still got a chance of scoring. Yeah, well then just put him in the middle of the park then. Because if he's gonna hang out on the right wing and not be effective sometimes when we're under the caution at like in the Newcastle game, and you might as well put him in the middle. With whoever plays in the middle drops deep anyway, and Salah can do that and pick the ball up. He can pass better than all them people that play up front at the moment. Clearly, Salah's passing is the one thing that has definitely got better, bro.
Yeah,
I agree.
So then you put him there and then just get a right winger, bro. And then you don't have to worry about that right winger scoring 25 goals because Salah will still get the goals from the middle of the park. And then that right winger can just go get his 12 goals or whatever. And
running behind Isak.
Salah in the 10 would cook, and then you got Isak. I think that cooks,
But are you guys not worried though? Like, by the way, with the logic that you guys are coming with, I agree with, right? I feel like maybe if you put him in that position closer to goal, we complain at Szoboszlai because he seemingly can't do that 10 role. Salah definitely can't do Szoboszlai's role because he ain't running back for shit. So
hold on, G. I think that might be one of the questions,
Sorry.
I'll get to it. And if it is, I'm sure it is the sub. Yeah, I see a Sobo name there, bro.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, get to it. Let's spin it, bro. Let's see. There's only 3 left. Yeah, we're good. Land on Sobo. Hey, it's like it was meant to be.
What was the question?
He said Szoboszlai should leave now and get a 10. Get another 10. So Szoboszlai should leave now and get another 10.
So yeah, it's just what I was saying is that if you put Salah in the 10, by the way, I've got no qualms with that, by the way, at all. Put him there. I think I agree with what everyone's saying in terms of logically that he should really still cook. I'm just worried that unless Slot is going to change how he plays, we don't actually play with a number 10 unless Elliot comes onto the pitch and we are going gung ho. I don't feel like he wants to do what Elliot. I don't think he wants to play that way of football.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would just start with Elliot in the team, right?
To your point, I was basing it on if he does change the way he plays, not based on how he plays, because I just think he's going to change in it. I just think,
I hear it then. Yeah,
we played a couple of different styles this season. I thought it was better in terms of performances, the way we played towards the beginning of the season. Even Grav's role changed what's gone down the line and that. And you're right. I don't think Szoboszlai, he's in the position where the 10 occupies that space, but he doesn't play like a conventional 10. And that's not what he basically he's a box-to-box 10 in it, which is crazy, bro. He's just in that space, box-to-box constantly.
Lampard.
Yeah, but he's not arriving late in the box. He does get opportunities.
Except for he don't shoot. He don't.
Yes, exactly. He gets the opportunities
though,
to shoot, and if he shot more, he'd score more goals, and people would have less problems with him probably. Yeah, I mean, but he's used as like a, he's the battery and his energy in the squad and that running around and that. Right. But I think if Slot wants the team to be calmer, and what you said at the beginning of the show, when you've got someone to control the midfield, you don't need him running around like that because we'll have the ball.
Of course. Yeah.
So and that's what Slot seemed. That's what he wanted to do in the first place. Have control, so Mandem ain't running around like crackheads. This is the reason why who in Man City's 2 seasons ago, who was running around in midfield for Man City like that? Nobody.
No one.
He's not really running around like that's what I'm saying. You don't need him to because you've got the ball all the time. Everyone's calm.
They'll just move into positions.
But in saying that, if we're looking at, let's say, Man City, I feel like then, obviously, again, this is dependent. Changes his weight, by the way. Yeah, so everyone to think in that kind of realm. You can't play a 4-2-3-1 because the reality is you can't really have 2 midfielders at all times stuck in midfield if you're going to say that you're going to have a number 10 who is never realistically going to come back and help.
And that's why I said it, because do you remember at the beginning of the season, the first press conference, when my man from Redmen TV said the 4-2-3, he said that to him, and then Slot kind of sent for him, and that. It's like, yo, who told you that I play that? That's not how I play. And then he's got the squad and realized, let me see what I can do with these lot first, bro, because I'm not going to sign anyone. And he's like, you know what, I can work with these lot at the moment. But it's easy to say that at the beginning of something, and you ain't played 38 games yet. Remember, I'm not blaming him. He has to have a bit of arrogance about himself. Of course, I won the league final, and I think I'm a cold manager, and I've got the Liverpool job. I have to have some arrogance. But he also never played in the Prem. Watching the Prem and playing in the Prem is 2 different things. And then all of a sudden, he's realised, the physicality of the Prem. You know what, Harvey, you might have to hold bench still, because you're good. But the physicality, I need more than that. And that's why it's played. So that's why I think it will change the way he plays and stuff. And as you said, Zubimendi was the only person he wanted. And I know how Zubimendi plays, and he's controlling with the ball and stuff like that. Maybe not as much this season for Sosada, because he's had some stinkers of that. But yeah, that's kind of how he plays. A lot more controlling on the ball and stuff like that. And when everyone was rating Gravenberch earlier in the season before Christmas, he was a lot more controlled, and we were playing the ball to him. Now we don't even play the ball to Gravenberch. Like Virgil and Kanate don't play the ball to Gravenberch anymore. They just play out to the wing.
Remember, he used to put their foot on it and wait for him and then just bounce it off of him.
Yeah, then he used to do a little shoulder shake and run off, blood.
Yeah.
That Harlem shake is serious.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
We ain't seen that for a minute, bro.
Yeah, man, bring Thiago back. I've had enough, blood. Bring him out of retirement.
If Thiago would have stayed, bro. All right, let's run through these.
Cold, man.
Let's run through these 2 then. Can Liverpool retain the title next season?
Nope.
I think that all depends on the summer transfer market. I think if everything stays the same, no. Like emphatic no. We have to improve, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because we've seen the deficiencies. Left back, Robbo. Obviously, we have to replace Trent anyway. Trent's going Madrid, so you got to get a right back. The striker, again, like I said, saying to G, I don't think Salah does what he's doing now, but it still does enough. But I feel like we need another person that can get double digits in the Premier League. Like, it's actually kind of bad. If I'm not mistaken, Salah's the only person with double digits in the Premier League. Nobody else has double digits, No one. So yeah, transfer market will determine whether that can happen. The owners have to be serious. If not, I don't think we
Matt said the owners, you know, blood. Man's still looking for that war chest from 4 years ago, blood. It ain't still ain't found that chest until now, blood.
That chest is at the
That war
bottom of
chest
the
with the
ocean.
Bellingham and
for real,
Caicedo money in, blood.
there's no war chest, bro. Man, yeah, they say every year in it the war chest, but what it doesn't have to be a war chest, but just like make good signings. Like, here's the thing: we never had a war chest when we got Darwin Núñez. You know, we just spent a ton of money on the wrong person. That's bad recruitment, in my opinion. Get the recruitment right. If we get it right, we have a chance to retain the title. But if we don't do that and we make the same mistake again, it will set us back. Because I'll be real, I don't want to disrespect Núñez because, again, he's a Liverpool player and I support all Liverpool players when they wear that shirt. But Núñez has set us back, though, realistically. Because really and truly, we shouldn't be looking for a striker right now. Because if we would have signed Isak at the same time, remember, Isak was available at the same time as Núñez, you know? I was saying get Isak from Sociedad. We would have got Isak, we wouldn't be saying striker. We'll be saying, we would just be saying, there's other parts we need to get with us, a DM, right back, left back. But yeah, man, he set us back, bro. Unfortunately. So
the last
if we get the recruitment right, just know that Edwards and Hughes blood, all them players that Ends mentioned, that's the players we're getting. But still,
if I see Delapia, I'm gonna start throwing shit out.
You know what it is, bro? Because I'm thinking of like I was one of them people in it at the time when I was online that I actually wanted Jota in it. Now I didn't know in what capacity. I weren't thinking about him starting. I just liked him in it. Him and Podence, I like both of them. But you think of how Jota was at Wolves, and then you think of all the players around Jota's level at Wolves now is definitely Semenyo and all them, man, bruv. So just expect them signings, bruv. Because Bremo, how he's been playing the last couple of seasons, better than Jota at Wolves, bro.
I actually agree with you.
Jota was inconsistent at Wolves. They didn't start him most of the time. Sometimes he played left wing and sometimes he played up front. He was good though, but Bremo's better than him. So I'd just say go get. How much is Kudos now, bro? How much do you cost, bro? His money
I
drops.
think he's got a release clause for about. It's expensive, about around 85. Yeah, 85 mil.
And what's Cunha's release clause, like 60? Something like that.
60,
around 60. That, yeah, around that.
Cunha might be the one you have to deal with the bad attitude and all that, blood, because at least it will get us. We can fight, man, in it.
That's it. You can fight, man.
The last one is which Liverpool forward has been the best open play goal has the best open play goal ratio this season in all competitions, and do the fans credit our forwards fairly?
I actually don't even know the answer.
I don't know who
I
has
don't
it.
even know the answer.
It's Salah, bro.
It must be Salah. I'm going to say Salah.
Yeah,
open play goal ratio.
Yeah, you take away. No, you take away 11. He scored 11 penalties. You take him away from his goals.
Take away his pens. He's still got the most.
He's still got more goals than him.
Yeah, it must be Salah. Has to be Salah.
Oh, you mean like conversion rating?
Well, it says goal ratio in it, so
I don't give a damn about no damn conversion rate when I'm scoring. Like,
it's probably still Salah.
Yeah, I think it's still Salah.
Goal ratio, just put something in the chat, like in terms of goal every minute and all this. I don't know.
Oh, Gakpo scores a goal every 148 minutes. Well, oh, okay, I get what you mean. When you start saying goal ratio, you're just talking about the personal goal ratio. I thought you actually meant the word goal ratio, blood. Oh, no. Out here sitting like a dickhead and that, revenge. You couldn't bring up that earlier, bro. Man said goal ratio. I'm literally starting to think of ratios in my head on some math thing, blood, and you, man, he's just my man, bro.
It's okay, Savage. It happens to the best of us. Gakpo scored 148, Jota's 180, Salah 184, Diaz 2.
We got goal ratio, but
so it's Gakpo if we're doing ratio, but like again, Gakpo. The thing is, I think Gakpo is unanimously the second best forward at Liverpool this season. Anyway, if we're going off what they've done, Gakpo is second.
Yeah, if you're going off what they've done, then I'd say Gakpo as well. I think Diaz has better performances in them, but at the end of the day, we need the goals in it.
I agree with that. I think Diaz can have better games, but if we're talking about just getting goals,
Gakpo just started letting off them shots in it. What we knew we could do from before we got to Liverpool, he started letting off shots and crossing the ball at the back post. So.
Yeah.
So then, the other part was, do the fans credit our forwards fairly?
No. I think we are harsh on them. Me, I am as well in certain parts. But I've been saying to Ends for a while, and G, like, I get it because Salah's in our team, so it's hard not to compare him to them.
Yeah.
But if you compare our wingers to the rest of the wingers in the Premier League, all of a sudden our wingers look as good as they are, bro. They don't look worse off than Man City wingers, Arsenal wingers, apart from Saka. But everyone else, they're better than. And I'm talking about all of them, bro. Like the closest one's like Murphy and that, innit? And
in terms of goals,
and Gordon, Murphy and Gordon,
Murphy and Gordon.
Next, next.
I'm looking at the goals, right, of the Premier League, right. So I'm just gonna go through the wingers in order.
Yeah.
Mbuemo on 16.
Jeez.
I don't know what you class Palmer as, but he's there as well.
Palmer's like 10, innit?
10, innit? I'll call him
10. Brennan Johnson on 11.
Yeah.
Then it's Luis Diaz on 10.
That's what I'm saying.
Iwobi on 8.
Iwobi's got 8.
You see what I mean? The way man speak about our forwards, but look how already.
And Gakpo's got 8 as well.
Okay, and to be fair, Gakpo been injured for a little while as well.
And Bremo's Brentford's main player.
Yeah.
And Bremo takes the penalties as well.
And he takes the penalties as well. The rest are either strikers or, if you want to call I don't know what you'd call Bruno Fernandes, like whatever position that is. But yeah, them kind of man as well. But the rest, is all.
See what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not trying to stick up for our attacker. I'm just saying, judge him against, like, because listen, Salah's numbers are an anomaly in it for what he does and how long he's been doing it. So you move that. Like, I'm not judging what Isak does against Messi. Like Messi and Ronaldo do different things. There's certain men are off that realm now. So when you judge him against everybody else, the regular people, the regular folk, the regular moguls, they're either better or around the same. This is true. It's true. Because even Brennan Johnson, Brennan Johnson at the beginning of the season had the 7 in 7. Then he didn't score again or anything until
for a minute. Yeah, agreed.
You know what I think as well. I think he didn't it. I think he as well. It's a case of, I feel like as a fan base, we're almost kind of sick and tired of seeing the same thing like over and over again. I feel like we are actually, if anything, like Savage says, we're probably being snobs about the way we're going about these kind of players, right? Because if you go by stats, right, everyone loves GA, really and truly, we should be lauding these players, really and truly, because they're getting better numbers than the other players in the Premier League. So technically speaking, wouldn't you want to keep that? If we saw these same numbers from a Gakpo or a Diaz in another league in Spain or wherever, we'd want that kind of player, right? Fairs. But because we obviously, brother, we're
watch every game, innit?
So we watch every game. So when man frustrates you, if he frustrates you for 3 games in a row, bro, the knives are out. Yeah,
because we watch every Liverpool game, we have the context to it, innit? So we can know that
100%.
Mane scored in 11 games. So even if he ends on 10, we know that he went 11 games.
And when he costs 85 mil.
That is the context to it, man. But it's crazy how, because like this is I know you just read out stats now. It's the same for what happened last season. At this stage last season, none of our attackers apart from Salah could put the ball in the back of the net, and we were screwing about it because it was in the Tata running. And roughly the stats were like not far off of how they are now. Diaz's stats ain't far off. Gakpo's is a little better now, and the rest of the league wasn't far behind. Like, bro, like Doku and Grealish and all that, bro. They was finishing on like 4 goals and all that stuff.
Yeah, they're not doing nothing.
You know what I mean? But guess what? Man City won the league, and Haaland got all of his goals, so nobody cares. So it's one of those, man.
When you look at, I'm looking at the assists now, right? The assist is a bit more spookier.
Yeah, it's a bit more spooky.
Because we got, so if you take out Salah, because obviously he's top, you got Saka, you got Jacob Murphy on 9.
Yeah, Murphy's
Stone, but I guess he's kind of a striker. You got Elanga on 8. You got Savinho on 8. You got Diallo on 6.
Yeah, and he played for ages.
Man, them. Well, we on 4s and stuff.
Yeah, because Matt, you know what it is? Because our wing. That's one thing I'm 100%. When it comes to goals, I'll defend them. But when it comes to assists, I think our wingers are trash at it, bro. I love Diaz, but trust me, Diaz doesn't cross the ball. He doesn't cross the ball.
He really doesn't. You're right. He's more thinking about can I score?
Yeah.
There's over 10 players on the same amount as Diaz. Have got the same amount of assists as Kirkes, Pedro Porro.
Right, that's because the man in the back don't want to stand in the box, bro. These men are waiting outside the edge of the box. That's why.
Hey, it's a tactic though. Like that's what the manager's asking him to do. Like, I can't really.
That's a manager thing now. I'll be honest. Yeah, that is a manager.
It would be
right,
interesting
that
for somebody to
yeah,
ask
you're
Slot that, innit? Of how he
would
feels
be.
about
It would be.
the
Yeah.
output
These
from
are
his
the
wingers.
questions they need to ask them, bro, instead of these
Yeah.
boring ass
Some of these
questions. in the
stupid
press
questions,
conference.
man. that
Because
they
we've only ever heard him speak about Szoboszlai when he said, "Nah, he's good in what he does and that, and if he can add some more goals to what." And then he did. When he said that, he did. He went on through the rest of the season, didn't he? And if you compare Szoboszlai in that role compared to everybody else, even though some performances are a bit shaky in the way you watch it, you take out don't take him out. Actually, there's some people at the top, like Bruno will be by the top and Cole Palmer will be at the top, and then the rest of them, he's not far. He's not. You know what I mean? I think he scored more goals than Odegaard. He scored more goals than De Bruyne. He scored more goals than whoever else who plays in these positions.
Sobo
And that.
in the 10.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
up?
Sobo. And it's still not a lot of goals,
Potentially,
but
I
it's still
think
better
it is,
than them other wings. So yeah, it's crazy. Maybe it's right, man. There's tactics on it. Just
Last question before we head out, guys. Have you been impressed with Arne Slot this season?
100%. I can't sit here and say that I expected us to win the league. I can't, bro. I sat here beginning of the season and said I think we'll be second or third. We're not the best team in the league. I don't think we're gonna win the league. Now, can things change? Yes, but we have to keep it a but. If you sat here, can anybody really say sorry? Beginning of season, they picked Liverpool to win the league.
To be fair, I will say.
Oh, you lot did.
These two are the only two people I in the league.
So you man knew about Slot then? You kind of,
No.
or was it more about you the team that
it was the team. It was the team. The run what we went on last season. All I knew is that last season was an anomaly with Klopp, where we kept conceding the first goal, which meant we always had to score 2 or more. And I was like, as long as you get a manager that can slow that down, I think we'll be all right. Now, obviously, I didn't know that Man City was going to be as bad, and I didn't know. I wouldn't even say Arsenal's been as they've not been terrible.
No,
you know
they
what I mean?
haven't.
They've just been a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
So I didn't know Man City was going to be that bad, but I just thought like I could see holes in Man City's team anyway. Forget the aging players. Defensively, they've got holes. They've been having holes, and as soon as Walker left, the young cheat code and that, I was like, yeah, you can get at them. And then Roger got injured. I was like, yeah, man, I think we'll win the league still, but yeah, man.
And even looking at where we fell off at game week 30. And then we didn't even. We was just about trying to get the team back.
We drew with Man U and then lost to Palace 1-0, and then it was over with after that, bro.
So even just looking at that, my factor was if we could just keep the lads fit, just keep them fit, could we have a bigger gap at this period more so than not? It's not like we finished like miles away from them guys. It's not like we didn't compete. We fell off like game week 20 or something. We fell off in game week 30, bro.
I thought the gap at this point with us would be about 5 points max.
I understand where you're both coming from, but you got to remember, the manager still could have messed that all up, you know. First of all, did you not predict that he was going to put Gravenberch in the pivot?
No.
This is what I'm saying. It's stuff like that because we have to be honest, yeah. First half of the season, Gravenberch literally was the system. The game was going through him. I didn't think Arne Slot would do that. Did I think he'll play Gravenberch more? Yes. I done the whole, because he's Dutch, Gravenberch is Dutch, he'll give him more of a chance. And not only that, I wasn't too sure what formation he was going to play. Was he going to play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1? Because I'll be real, love Jurgen Klopp, but in that last season, the man treated Gravenberch like he was Curtis Jones. It didn't matter who he played at left centre mid in that 8 role. It was just either Curtis Jones or Gravenberch. It was like copy and paste, didn't it?
Yeah.
This manager's brought structure. Has things started to fall apart a little bit? Yes, because he's only got a certain amount of tools that was left, that was given to him. He hasn't got his own tools yet. That's why I feel like it is impressive. Remember, a new manager, even if he's got good tools, they're not his tools. They're still not his tools. So you have to give him credit for that. Because another manager, let's say we got an Amrim or Alonso, maybe we do win the league, but maybe we don't. And not only that, we're 11 points clear, guys. We have to give Slot praise, man. I don't think we can underestimate the job that he's done.
And what you love,
and not only that, you men are laughing, yeah?
No,
He's done that with
wait till you get Sam's answer, man.
And listen to this as well. He's done that without no striker. Jota and Nunes in the Prem combined, they have about, I don't know, off the top of my head, 6 goals between them. So he's done it with no striker.
Moreno's got more goals than that, blood.
No, man, even look at the shots they had between them. They've only had 70 shots.
Bro, we've done it with no striker. Do you know how mad that is?
Man, they've got 70 shots, bro. Salah's on 108. Between the two strikers, they got 70.
This is what them man there. Listen, beat them up. They really push shirt, but Nunes is, I mean, more so than Nunes. Nunes is cooked, man. But I knew Nunes was cooked from when I first. I don't want to do too much in it, but yeah.
All right, man. All right. Sav, do you rate the man?
Nah, big up Slot, man. Slot,
I don't know if he's your guy, bro, but Nunes was cooked, bro.
Nah, Sav,
I
do
don't
you
know.
rate the manager, bro?
What do you mean, though, bro? Obviously,
You rated this season, bro.
yeah, but I don't like him, innit? That's what I've told man this already, bro. Like people
don't
can't
like
judge me
Slot?
for it, bro. I don't like him, bro. I don't, you know, I just don't like Adon. I don't like him, bro. Man's got his dry blood, no seasoning, bro. He's so annoying, bro. But obviously, he's done a great job in that, bro.
No, you man are trolling. You man are blatantly.
Nah, Matt, don't take it the wrong way, bro. Like, I'm happy with what he's done. Man, I'm gonna see him at the parade when the bus goes past. Yeah, slap my IG and that. Hopefully, he didn't watch any of the videos. I just don't like him. But I said I didn't like him in the first week, bro. As soon as I heard him speak, I was like, nah, blood. Nah, bro. Because I thought he was gonna have the Kingpin voice in it. Because I had the skinhead and that. I thought he was gonna be like Vanessa. But he didn't have that. He just made waffle, bro. You get me? He's annoying me still. And then obviously when I saw that picture with the pose, the little zesty pose, and I was like, nah, not my gaffer, blood. That could never be, blood. But so, he's come in, he's done the Mourinho Ancelotti thing where he just won the league in the first season. And it's only Mourinho, Ancelotti, and Conte in it. Them man have done that kind of thing. I rate it still. I don't, but I will say this, innit? I don't know for next season. You asked this question before. Will Liverpool win? I don't know because I just don't know how Slot actually wants to play. I'm 90% convinced that this how we play now is not how he wants to play, which is fine because he's done a great job with it. So who knows? But he might change it to his style and we get worse, bruv. Or he change it to his style and we're like, raw. This is what Slot was about. And then I'll be like, then I'll rate him in it. But I'm never gonna like him because I just don't like him, bruv. But you know them man, like I don't like Jason Derulo in it for no reason. I just don't like him. So he's yeah, me. He ain't done anything to me in that. It's just one of those. I can't stand him, bro. Can't stand him, bro. But nah, big up Slot though. He's done great, man. I don't know why you try to throw me under the bus.
Because you man tried to throw me under the bus earlier, so I'm gonna ask the difficult questions, bro. Last one. Do you man rate this squad of players?
G don't.
I feel like I can speak for myself.
Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother.
No, I do not rate this squad of players. Like I said, even now, I'm even still shocked that we're this far ahead. And I'm not right with these men. That's crazy.
These men are trying. I feel like I've been set up. I've been set up. I know what this is. I've been set up. These men are trolling so badly. It's crazy.
No, Matt, I'll be like, all jokes. You know the maddest thing about?
I didn't get the what's that? The men are trolling, bro.
No. You know the maddest thing. Even like what Savage was talking about there about, but he's actually been saying this for a time. It's funny because Savage, your thing about Slot here is the feeling I had with Klopp, which is, I just don't like you. Like I just don't like you.
Yeah, you hate Klopp.
Like, I respect what you do, if that makes sense. Like I respect that you can do.
What, you didn't like Klopp?
No, G didn't like Klopp, bro.
I don't. This is what I'm saying, bro.
And that kind of, you know what I mean? Like, two people who are so opposite in what they're about. Yeah, that's how I felt with Klopp. Whereas it's so funny.
You know what it is? It sounds mad.
He aligns more with me as a person in terms of how.
Yeah, snobbish. Of course, he aligns Catalonian and that. You lot are snobs, innit? You Barcelona fans. That's why
I'm a snob. I am sorry.
Any man who comes from the school of Pep, that's why you man love them, bro. Like these snobby youths and that, bro. Pass the ball sideways.
Sorry for being the best.
I hear it, bro.
I'm sorry.
I hear it, but I know it sounds mad because we're talking about a manager in it. But if we said this about a player, everyone understands straight away. There's bare players that there's players that all of us don't like from other teams and still think they're cold players.
Yeah, agree.
That's how I feel.
People don't like Bernardo Silva. I'm like, right? Yeah. Why not?
See, you don't hate Bernardo Silva. I like him.
Yeah, I like him.
And Man U fans hate a lot of Man U fans don't like Bruno, and I rate him. So it's just like sometimes it's a personality thing. Some man don't like man jumping on the floor and all that. With the manager, it's just one of those, isn't it? But it's still new to me, and that. And maybe I'm just used to a bit more. Klopp was there for a long time, remember? And you remember, like in Germany, Dortmund, that's my team, blood. So Klopp's been there for time, yeah. And I'm used to a bit of charisma, bro. This man's out here with his 4 minutes press conferences. I'm just getting my cup of tea. Slot's finished. Come on,
But you know what it is? I like it because Klopp man's having a good old chin.
Nah, G, sometimes you have to have a laugh, bro. You get me? I want to get to know
Yeah,
my
Klopp,
guy.
I'm not gonna lie. Klopp used to
Just
get a bit
talk about
carried
the
away,
game,
where Slot don't really have like the patience. Slot's just like,
Yeah,
let me say what I've got to say and cut. Whereas Klopp
It's the
would do the
Dutch thing.
whole. Klopp would entertain, like proper
Entertain,
get
yeah,
into
that's what it
the
is.
yeah. I think that's
nah,
what
I
it
don't
was.
need all of that, man. Just sharp, say what you
I
need to
do
say.
understand it. Like that's why if people who didn't like how Klopp was at, I understand it, bro. You know what I'm like, bro. Like I like Klopp, I like Mourinho, I like Ian Holloway, I like Mick McCarthy. I just like characters in it. Cause in my head, I'm just like I need entertainment with football, and maybe to Slot's credit, if the Prem weren't so boring to me, bro, he probably wouldn't bother me that much. But you just add into the lack of seasoning, bro. You get me? Like, man said, hand me some seasoning. The man just gave me pepper blood. I'm like, what? He just gave me black pepper on top of no seasoning blood. That's good.
But technically, that is the seasoning. Technically,
Exactly, blood.
so,
No,
yeah.
Matt, I want
saying
you
get the
to
chicken
answer as well. I know
you
you
know what I'm
didn't get
saying,
it,
like,
memo.
prepare the chicken
Matt,
and the
I
man
want
just
you
giving
to
him
answer as well,
black
man.
pepper
Do you
stuff.
rate this squad? Be
Do I
honest,
rate this squad?
on this channel, we're honest, bro. Open.
Bro, I'm on it. You just
Pause.
listen. Do I rate this squad to a degree? Not like I don't think this squad is sick. I don't think that.
So it's a
Even though
no
we
then.
won the league, I don't think we're some 6-6 squad. I just think the squad is better than what people think. But it doesn't mean to say that we've got an amazing squad, if that makes sense.
Nah, Matt, bro,
I
that's
think-
so much like a politician.
Nah, I'm just being real, though. I'm just being real. I'm just what you man are trying to do here, bro.
the words,
I'm just
bro.
being honest.
Man gave the Boris Johnson answer, blood. I don't know what he said. Man said, go to work, don't go to work. I don't know what he said, blood. Much.
Matt, do you rate the squad? Yes or no, bro?
No, man said Boris, No, that's crazy. All right, do I rate the squad?
Okay, you know what, Matt? You just make it even easier. Just instead
No,
of
I don't
out
rate
of
it
10.
like that. When you say rate the squad, all I'm saying is the squad ain't crap, It's a good squad.
Oh, my God.
No, I don't know how else to say it though. You told me to be honest.
Out of 10, what would you give the squad as a whole?
And thank you. See, that's better.
Yeah, out of 10.
7.
If I want to get everyone's answer.
No,
7.
you
I say
hide
7.
the rating,
7.
bro. Nah,
I'm
made
saying
it
7.
easy. You made it easy for him. He could hide behind the rating.
No, I'm not hiding behind the rating, bro. You Salah hater. Don't let me get on to you, bro. Salah hater.
By the way, Matt, I need this to carry. Anytime you hear ends in your chat or he says something, I need you to just throw that out.
You know so much. People told me about ends on the channel. It sounds like I ignore and think that can't be ends. You see now.
Now you know.
Yeah, I know what ends is about.
Listen,
No, but all jokes aside, I'll say 7. The reason I say 7 is because I think it's above average, but it's not exceptional and it's not amazing. 7, I just think is good. It's a good squad. But that's all I can say. It's a good squad. I'm not gonna lie and say, the squad is crap or the squad is like amazing. I can't do it. I'm just being honest. It's a 7. It's just good. It's a good squad. That's it.
What
about you? What about you, man?
I want to know what the chat thinks as well. So, chat, put your rating out of 10.
I don't know what Matt just said, bro. Man said 7. That sounds like, bro, if a girl said that about my penis, blood, I'll leave, blood. So I don't know. It don't sound too. Don't, bro, it don't sound too great still. She said,
it's so funny.
It's all right. She said, it's all right, bro.
What's the number?
It's not my ex-boyfriend, but it's all right.
No, man, stay on topic. Stay on topic. Savage is going mad.
Rate the squad.
Stay on topic. Ends. What are you saying out of 10? All jokes aside, like
because Salah's in there. Because Salah's in there, bump it up to an 8.
So you're saying
man,
8?
to get Salah points in that, blood.
Yeah, Salah's in there. 8.
I see what you're trying to do, Ends. You're
You
trying to
rate it higher.
you don't even rate it that high. I don't really.
No, I do. No, I do, bro. I defend all the. Bro, I defend.
He defends the players pretty fair, quite a lot.
I do. I defend the players.
Okay. What about you, Savage?
Funny enough, I'm probably happy with the squad than everyone else. I just don't like the style of play, but I understand why it's like that because it's, you know what I mean. So, I think we got the best centre back partnership in the world. I think we need to improve in the left and right back. Although Bradley's cold though, and Trent's gonna go.
Yeah, Robertson needs to.
Midfield. I'm not happy with the midfield, man. The thing is with the midfield, it's weird though because like individually, I rate them all in it, but as a
Yeah.
collective, they stink sometimes. But like, there's just a hole there.
I agree at times, yeah, especially.
And then the
latter part.
attackers, Salah's been doing Salah things, getting them numbers anyway. Gakpo's been good. I rate Diaz more than Gakpo, but in the striker, I don't know. Maybe it's probably a 7 out of 10 to be fair, 6.5, something like that. But yeah, probably about 6.5 and that. Maybe if we use Chiesa more, I might rate you a little bit higher, but you know, like that.
Who said what about can I ends? Let me hear it. Let me hear this.
You have to ask Scrap, bro. Scrap has been throwing in some madness in the chat, bro.
I feel like you man aren't really saying certain things, you know.
Nah, Matt, trust me, bro. We're honest, bro. We're honest. Nah,
But it's on the bright side. We have Mamardashvili and we have Chiesa that we ain't used, blood. So you know them way there. Realistically, you can revamp this team pretty fast, bro. I think so, man. Just all style of play in that, bro.
What did you give, Seth?
About 6.5, 7.
Okay. G?
Yeah. I think so. Like I said, like I actually don't moan about the players in our team very often. I just moan about how they go about the business, and I do worry about.
You've got a problem with the style.
Yeah, and I do worry about like players that I've not put a lot of stock in, but I really like Jota and that.
Yeah.
If you ask me, will he get better? He won't get better. And will his injuries get better? I don't think they will. So it's hard to like take the emotion out of it. You would just tell Jota to move on in it. And same with Nunes. And I'll keep Diaz and Gakpo and then get another right winger with Salah. So basically the middle needs to be sorted. The middle through the whole, the middle needs to be sorted in that member. Funny enough, we got great goalkeepers though. Just
facts. No, we do. We do.
What are we going with?
5. Yeah, probably like 5. I think the only part of the team that I rate the most, which is weird, because he's my favorite player, is actually the defense. It's the only part of the team where I'm like, there's more quality in that defense than there is in the rest of the field, i.e. the attack. You just spoke about Jota. Matt has been, going on about Nunes. We speak about Diaz kind of thing. Savage just spoke about the midfield. Like individually, they might be good players, and I think they're good players individually. As a collective, come on, man. Like we've seen what it's kind of looking like now, and we've still got brothers on the bench that we can't even get game time, and they're not even that good. Like it's mad with the thing. Whereas the defense, I do look at it and still think I hear it in terms of maybe people say, I don't know, Robertson this season is whatever people feel, but I mean Trent, Konate, and Virgil with Alisson back there as well. I feel like that's actually pretty decent. And then Kelleher's obviously come in; he's done his thing as well. And I'll be real, I don't actually think Robertson's been as bad as people have been making him out to be. I don't actually think he's been shit. Like I feel like he's been calm, but he's had stinky moments within the season, kind of thing. And Tsimikas as well. Tsimikas is almost.
Look at Matt's face. Matt's had enough of Robbo, bloody ain't trying to hear it, bro.
I feel like we were.
When you said Robbo, I got kind of triggered. Like that can't be your left back. Like
no. Matt, but you're confusing. I'm not saying I want him as a left back. I'm saying I do think that we've been harsh on Robbo when I'm looking at other players in the team, and I'm like, but I feel like they've been worse. But we're not really getting onto him because they've had a 10 out of 10 game.
Who's been a worst defender this season? Over the whole, out of all the games we played, who's been the worst defender?
That's mad, because by proxy it's Robbo, but if Trent was fit, I would have said Trent, blood.
No, I'll go Robbo.
And this is what I'm saying. I feel like he can be replaced quite easily.
No, but I'm not saying you can't.
Don't get me Kirkes. I need someone that's.
Yeah, I think G's just saying that he thinks that people have been harsh on him in certain periods and that. Even if
don't get me wrong. Robbo can have good games in my opinion. He definitely can, because look at the Everton game. I think a decent game, whatever. And he's had good games, but overall as a season, that's not the same Robbo we're used to.
No.
Gee,
he's not going to get his legs back either, man. It's
exactly. And G, I know I was talking to you about decline and stuff with Salah. Robbo's decline is, think of Robbo first 3 years of Liverpool and you look at him now.
No, of course.
That's alarming for me anyways. For me, it's quite alarming.
No, and obviously his game is based on...
How old Robbo? 31?
Yeah.
But he's 37 in Klopp years, isn't it? But 31
Yeah.
is
I'm like
the
doggy.
mileage
That's
is
crazy.
high. You know, the mileage is high.
Do you add
But
like an extra 2 years on every year? Or
No, I had 7 on for Klopp years, blood. That's why I said Fabinho was 43 ages ago, blood. I told you I just watched Al Shabab versus Al Hilal, blood, and he looked
Bro,
rejuvenated, bro.
we signed Fabinho when he was 40. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. This
that's
keeper
probably
had
why we got
grinded when they signed
really
him, boy.
good seasons out of like solid world class level seasons.
Yeah.
But no, I think like the thing with the squad here is again, Savage. You said it like you see individually. Yeah, I look at some of these players and think, you know what? Yeah, he's actually all right. But for some reason, as a collective, I look at them and think, oh, you lot are just like what one? Like
Yeah, you know that's the reason why when we lose
Colombia,
players,
and I'm like,
yeah, I was gonna say that. When we lose some of these players and when we move them on, not so much the people who are aging like Robbo and that, but they'll move on and you'll see them look better in other squads every now and again. It's just natural, isn't it? It doesn't mean that like our coach was doing something wrong or they were doing something. Sometimes it's just the style of play and the way people do certain things, isn't it? You know what I mean?
But look at
Arsenal got rid of Iwobi, but he looks way better at Fulham.
Yeah, definitely.
Look how far Gravenberch and McAllister have taken us, though. I understand you would arguably say last month and a half, maybe they looked at not the same midfield pairing, but they've been class for the 75% of the season, and you don't rate the midfield.
I don't think they've been class for that long though. Like I feel like again, when I watch Liverpool, I don't really feel like it's a collective like that. I do feel like it is very individualized, like in terms of take away Salah, like take away what he does because he's just on the next thing. I even look at the midfield, and I even at the beginning of the season, midway through for the season till now, I've said the same thing in terms of I don't look at the midfield and think, yeah, this is a cohesive unit. Hence why we're watching them now and they don't look cohesive. I don't watch Newcastle's midfield and forget performance levels, like forget they're going to drop regardless. They're going to drop. They're going to get better. They're going to be meaty. But I don't look at that midfield three and think to myself, but they don't even look like they're not cohesive. I still look at that midfield three and think they still look like a unit. I don't look at ours and think, well, McAllister's going to score a wonder goal. I look at Gravenberch and if he's not doing the turn, all of a sudden he just looks bad. Now the whole midfield, everyone's complaining. I'm like, that shouldn't be the case. Whether your performance levels drop, that's irrelevant. As a unit, you guys should still look a certain level. And at this moment in time, they literally look like individuals just being placed in midfield to do whatever their job. I'm like, that's weird. Like I watch other teams. Well, I use Newcastle as the example. Even if they lose the game or whatever, that's still a unit I'm watching. Forget the performance level of the team. I'm still watching a unit of a midfield three. I watch Barcelona every game. Bro, Barcelona don't win all the time. I know they have been recently. But even games that they lose, I still watch.
Barcelona friend.
I still watch a cohesive unit within the team. With the midfield, I don't see that. And I haven't really seen it in large patches. I've seen it in games. Yes, there's been the odd, obviously, few games here and there. But not enough for me to be like, yeah, I rate this unit as a...
Matt asked me a question, and we'll end with this one. Matt asked me a question at the end of the stream we just did, the watch along, right? And he said, "Who is better, out of Kylian Mbappe or Yamal?" So I'm going to put a poll in the chat because Matt didn't like the answers we gave, and then we'll ask everyone on the panel, and then we'll go and do, you know what I mean, go and enjoy the rest of the night. The poll is there. Who is the better player this season, Kylian or Yamal?
Oh, this season.
On this season?
No, no. I said who's better right now. So like right now.
Overall right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overall right now. Like who are you taking right now? So we can add up all their years. I'm saying right now.
Yards in the building.
See, yards. See, all right. All I'm gonna say is this, yeah. I rate Yamal. Spoiler alert. But Yamal ain't doing what Mbappe did for France against Argentina. He's just not. I'm sorry.
That's true. That's true. He's not.
He ain't doing that, bro. Mbappe's been there, done that. Mbappe won a league with Monaco. Monaco, bro. What are we doing here? Yamal's sick, but man want to give Yamal too much prop too quickly.
So we think what in the Euros being one of the main players.
I can't lie, bro. This is an iffy question, man, because man don't want to like section it into what time period it is. Because if it's right now, like this season, then I think
you're saying Yamal's having a better season, right?
Yeah,
he's better.
Which is fine having a better season, but who is just better? Who's better? So when you say season, we can say, all right, cool. I think it's fair to say Yamal's having a better season than Mbappe. But if we're talking about who's better. How are we going to literally sit there as football fans and say Yamal's instantly better than Mbappe after having one good season? I see what Enz did. Enz wanted to trigger me before I left, you know.
This is a sticky one still.
You're bad for that, you know, bro.
You man tried to get onto me. Sam has had his turn. G's had your turn now, bro.
This is a weird. That's a weird thing, bro. Because like I've always thought Mbappe was overrated, isn't it? But that doesn't. Before anyone loses it, overrated doesn't mean that is.
I hear that, yeah, because you know that's
I called him. You can't throw me under the bus. I've always owned up to it, bro. So use like anyone in the chat who's about to say whatever. G knows this. You know this. I came on stream. And I said, you know what? Might have to apologize to Mbappe still. I said that, bro. So you lot can't throw that. French Rashford. That's what I used to call him. I hear it, blood. Nah, that's what I used to call him, bro. French Rashford, blood. I don't care, bro. But I can't just do the like of his whole career what he's had already, and then Yamal now is better than Mbappe's whole career. That's not realistic. And if Enz chose Yamal, brother, the way Enz was speaking about Mbappe before, that means he's changed his tune, bro. Go on my channel, there's a video there.
Nah, you can't say that because I can still rate the players and still have a difference in terms of who. You've never asked me who I think was better. I do rate Mbappe, like I told Matt, but I think Yamal's better, bro.
But you think he's better now? So you're saying after Yamal's one season, all of a sudden he's better than Mbappe?
Nah, he's just him.
But see, this is where I struggle to understand, though. How can you have one season, all of a sudden you're better than someone who's won a World Cup, one league and stuff, and it's like, I don't understand how. Yeah, you want a Euro, but how can you instantly just be better? Surely,
I think I'm with you on this one. Consistency is going to have to play a part, and it's not Yamal's
consistency.
fault.
I'm not
Imagine Mbappe's having his first kind of mediocre season, and all of a sudden Yamal's better because he's having a mediocre season. This is what I don't understand, though. And I'm not an Mbappe stan, by the way. I just want to make that clear. What I'm trying to say is, I feel like we rate players like too high too quickly. Like, surely Yamal's got to do it again before we go. Do you know what? Maybe Yamal, we might.
I know what you mean. Because I don't think Yamal's better than Rodrigo, blood. So that's how I feel.
Rodrigo's cold, bro.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than him.
Guys, if you haven't voted yet, vote, man. It's so far 70.
Because I think like when man do that with Yamal and that's, I think he's cold, man. But again, I don't know what the rule is, but there has to be some kind of time period. If there's man them that have been doing it for a few years and then one's doing it for like what, year and a half, bro. Come on, man. Like, and I get it though. If you rate that what he's doing to the highest of levels, then it won't matter to you the time period. But I don't think he's doing it to the level where I don't think he's like stupid head and shoulders over Rodrigo and them lot. So I can't do that. If he was just the head and shoulders above everyone doing what he's doing, then nah. But and you know, it's not like I'm not watching him play. I watch him all the time, bro. He does some outrageous stuff sometimes, but if you like that style of play, then you would definitely pick him over some of these players. Though I agree with that.
I agree with you though. Like me, I would have. I mean, I don't really feel like you could put Yamal ahead of Mbappe. Like it would have to be Mbappe. Like what Mbappe's done in football, bruv, it's been mad. Like it's actually been crazily mad. Like Donny's got World Cups and. You know what I'm saying?
But if you said that you like Yamal's football better than Mbappe, then that's fine.
That's right. You know me, I'm a Barcelona fan anyway, so I prefer the football of Lamine Yamal. But it's Mbappe for me. You can't. I can't put Lamine Yamal as great as I think he is or going to be. I can't put him ahead of Mbappe. Bro, come on, bro. Like the guy's been, and you know, Matt, you said meaty season. A meaty season for Mbappe, which is crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Look at
his 33 goals anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if that's meaty, bring me meaty to Liverpool right now. Yeah, I'll take meaty every day of the week.
All right, like, what I'm going to end it with now. This is for Yards, who's in the chat. Hear this now. Who won the league last year, by the way?
What La Liga?
La Liga.
Oh, La Liga. Real Madrid.
Who was their best player last season? In your opinion, who was the most clutch player?
Bellingham.
Bellingham.
Is Bellingham better than Yamal then?
I think he's better than him, but I feel like
because here's the killer: Yamal's more naturally gifted. Bellingham had a season where he's won the league and actually was the MVP of the league. If Yamal does that this season. And this is what I'm trying to say. I don't even think Bellingham is better as a natural gifted footballer as Yamal. But my argument is this. you can't just like win something all of a sudden you're just better than them. Because I'm not even gonna sit here and say Bellingham is better than Yamal, but Bellingham did win at La Liga last year.
I hear what you're saying, though.
Instrumental.
Yeah. Because it's like saying it's like if somebody goes, "Oh, McAllister's better than whoever because he's won the World Cup," and I'm like, "He's not." Though. Even if I rate him, he's not.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you have to be careful, like how do you deem like he's better than that player? What do they have to do to be better than that player? How long have they done it for? Because here's the thing: you see Bellingham, yeah. People want to say PR all the time, and I understand he does get a little PR. Let's not shy away from it, and he does have stinkers. But you see, last year, Bellingham was the most clutch player for Real Madrid last year in La Liga. You can't tell me nothing. Yamal was doing nothing
for England as well, and England was playing shit.
Yamal was doing nothing, like nothing at them times there. What, 1 or 2 Travellas and getting like 5 goals? What are we doing here? But now all of a sudden, Yamal's having a great season. And here's another thing for this is for you, Yards, as well. Big up Yards, he's my killer, yeah. There's also an argument that Rafinha's having an outstanding Ballon d'Or year as well. Not just Yamal. Rafinha's been cold as well. Are we gonna? What are we trying to say? What Rafinha don't deserve to be?
That's what I'm gonna say. Because if you ask me, my favorite Barca player on the eye this season would have been Rafinha anyway. I think Pedri's probably their best footballer altogether, which is a different argument. I think Pedri's the best baller, but Rafinha's been.
I agree.
I agree. With monkey still.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's a good argument, but I'll tell you one thing: the fact that man are even having an argument with Yamal up there shows how good he is already, bro. Because the fact that he's even in the argument,
what it shows you is that if we're having conversations about Yamal, he's destined for greatness. All I'm saying is, I don't think we should give him the greatness too early, because you have to understand there's footballers that have been doing this thing for years, like, and I feel like with these new up and coming players, let's not make it too easy. They got to earn their right. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Of course. Yeah,
us man have all watched the game for time.
Yeah.
We can't just like give man that praise straight.
It's like Palmer last season, isn't it? It's like Palmer last season. Instantly, Palmer's the best in the world. I'm like, brother. Now you've seen that it's leveled out going into this season, or last season Foden got Premier League Player of the Year. I can't even find Foden this season, blood.
Bro, it's upset. Look at Foden
missing. So if the consistency don't stay there, then it's like, you know what I mean? And funny enough, the consistency, because the same with the Premier League. See how I said I think the Prem's meaty? If next season Nottingham's still in this position and Bournemouth still playing like this, then I might have to change my mind. I'm like, oh no, he's literally just changed, bro.
Yeah.
Like the Prem's just different.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, then it goes back to Man City's at the top and Arsenal's at the top and Liverpool's there and Chelsea's there. Then I'm like, oh, so it was just one season. And I'll have to wait and see. But it's just preference, isn't it? Like, I don't think anyone has to take stuff away from people.
And again, it depends how important how you think your wingers should be. Because I'm going to read out these stats. And I know stats ain't the be all and end all. It's not. I just want to make that clear, because I'm not a stats man like that. But I just wanted to kind of bring it into the conversation, so to speak. Yamal last year got 5 goals in La Liga. This year he has 6. Last year he got 7 goals overall, all competitions. This year he's got 13. So if Barca win a La Liga, he would so far has contributed 6 goals. Is that what you want from your right winger, or do you expect more with the ability that he has? Because these are the questions when you say. That's why you got to be careful when we say elite. I think he's highly talented, but you see, when you're elite, and when you're world class, you can't just have ability. Your numbers need to go with your ability. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. You know,
and that's what I'm saying about Yamal, because I think he's cold.
I know it. I know why G he's been starved of good football for so long that when you watch Yamal and watch a whole game of him, you get a little smile in it, like cool. It's proper ball in that, and that's what it is. It brings back a certain vibe what players had previously. Because even when they asked him about stats and that, he was saying himself like, I don't really play the game for like stats and all that stuff. But I guess he said, I guess I have to get my levels up a little bit more, and he has. But even him, because he looks like he's having fun when he's playing in it, which is what we used to get from Ronaldinho and that, bro. So he probably adds that flavour to it. But if Matt's right, if it carries on like that in modern day and say the stats stayed the same, then I guess people won't rate him as much as they did, because it's not from the old school. But yeah, man, it's fine though. He's cold though.
I just think you need a mix and blend of both. Yeah, you need to blend of both. Like, I'm not saying, because again, someone said, "Oh, stats don't tell everything." It doesn't. But statistically, you need to back up your ability. Like, there's no point having all this ability and not having statistically to back up your ability. That's why I feel like stats aren't the be on everything. They're not. But you got to have some type of statistics where man can go, you know what? They're not the greatest, but with your ability, yeah, with that can run. Do you get what I'm trying to say? That's why I feel like it's too early to start saying, oh, Yamal's better than this player and that player. He's highly talented. I think his trajectory is on the way to becoming one of the greatest potentially, but I don't think he's there yet. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, it's.
Yeah.
I think and I think the way like in terms of Barca fans, obviously it's like you said, Savage. Like you gotta realize, bro, like we're all in and around the same ages, right? So with the football that we've watched and been able to witness, and listen, I don't like doing the whole like I'm an old man thing and back in
like
my day.
then you've got Socrates and Greek. I hear it still.
I said Socrates and
Socrates.
Hey, that's nasty work.
Nah, but
Never watched these men play football ever, bro.
all right, but when we talk about these kind of players, like as you said, Lamine Yamal's not even bothered about stats because the way he plays the game, it's I guess his effectiveness on the game isn't always going to be measured by stats and
I agree.
It's right, but obviously he also understands that perception does mean something to footballers these days. We live in that world, so Matt's right. You do need to get your goals up a little bit. Because even Ronaldinho still bagged a lot of goals. You know what I mean? In his time, even though he was
because you're an attacker.
You're an attacker. So people do expect you to. You know what I mean, to run the rhythm. But
the best thing I say about Yamal, blood, is the kid's a credit to football, bro. Like he
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Even if he's playing for Barcelona, that blood, when you watch him play football, I'm like, yeah, man, like just have fun and play ball, blood, and you know what I mean. And you're right, man. I think if Barca stops scoring goals or Lewandowski moves on and that, you don't get a top striker, he'd have to step up more. It's just natural,
and that's where you will stop.
That's true. That's true as well. That's true. That is cold though. Yamal's cold. There's no doubt about it. He's cold.
Man said then just walking to bro.
Man said with Garincha, bro. You know how long ago Garincha is? Fuck.
Ends was there for the call.
Jarzinho and them boy.
Yeah, bro. Remember the ends. Remember Pele's his debut in that blood with the Puma boots, blood. Remember that? No, blood. You know about Pele versus the RAF pilots and that blood. I remember, man. You know what I mean?
Stop dissing Pele, bro. The RAF pilots, bro.
Pele versus RAF.
Nah, Pele. Listen, I love Pele, blood, but that man is the chief stat padder, blood, bro. This man was getting. Scored over 1,000 goals in that. 700 was against fruit vendors, blood, and carpenters, bruv. Like in Zanzibar, blood, on concrete, bruv. Man tried to mug me off, you dickhead, blood.
Man took his stats from high school and sent these to the stats. What's your source? Trust me, bro.
Yo, that's just funny, bro. Man, them always ditching Ronaldo and that, like, oh yeah, but you scored some goals against Latvia, blood. This guy scored against teams that we've never heard of, you know. Man said America Samoa and that, blood. He scored 19 goals. I hear it, blood.
America
Big up Pele still, man.
That's crazy.
Big up Pele and Maradona, man. They're on the stairs and that playing.
Big up, trust me, man.
Yeah, big up, man. Then, man. We'll leave it there, man. Listen, I think we've answered all the questions from the guys. I want to do this a bit more, to be fair, man. So I'll put our community post, and you guys can throw your questions then, and we'll answer them. What we learned tonight, though, man. I still love Salah. G doesn't like the team. Savage doesn't like Slot. And Matt thinks Mbappe is better than Yamal. That's all it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, man. Matt, you better copy. You got anything tomorrow? You want to shout out to the people?
What we got tomorrow? Tomorrow we got a morning show tomorrow. I'll be doing a morning show tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I'll be doing that, and then on Copish, I think it's just that tomorrow. Yeah. And if people want to go and watch the Barca game tomorrow, come over to my channel and big up in it, like doing the Barca Dortmund game. So funny enough, Yamal watch. Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Come on, Dortmund. Come on, Dortmund, blood. You get me? Gracie and that. Blood.
Gittins, you know. Gittins. Let's see what Gittins could cook up. You know
Yellow one, mate.
That might be a good Gittins.
Yeah, Savage, you do need one of the other teams to win, don't you? After Real Madrid got punched.
There's no need for that. There's no need for that.
Big yards, I can't see because the internet.
I'll take Declan Rice and that, blood.
So, can someone tell me what the end poll is in terms of Mbappe versus Yamal? I can't see. Let me check.
I know.
Yamal's on 70% and Mbappe's on. Well, it's changed now. 71%, 72%.
70.
Yeah. Huh?
Bro.
Oh, so who? Wait. Yamal's got 70%.
72.
They're saying
Oh,
Yamal
hold on,
7.
it's changing as everyone's voting. So
I
it's
ain't
now
gonna lie, bro.
69.
This is chief
31.
flip
That is
flopping, bro. This is chief
crazy.
flip flopping. Nah, son, I swear, don't do it. Don't do it.
Can you
They're
ask him?
acting like they're acting like Mbappe's like Nunes or something.
Yeah, that's what we said.
It's-
Yeah. That's what I said. You already know I feel about Rashford. You know what I mean? French Rashford and that blood. That's
Yeah,
you
but
know I
he's a
feel about
Madrid
that.
fan as well, though. So I don't know if we can really.
Nah, bro. Listen, I hear it, man. I'm not even being a dickhead, bro. But Barca fans are mad snobby about football, and it. So I understand why you like him better, bro. It's fine, bro.
Just leave us alone. Jesus. Yes, we
Yo.
are snobby because we've seen the greatest football you have ever witnessed in your life.
I don't even know why Barca's alone allowed to be in the Liga, to be honest, bro. Like, you're not actually part of Spain, bro. You're just like some I don't know, some destitute part blood. Like, I don't know why you even part.
Why,
Man,
okay, why are you so pressed about whether we are who we are? We're not
because you know
pressed
what
about you,
Barca remind me of? You man remind me of like Swansea and Cardiff and that, but like, what you doing in the English Premier?
Swansea and
Like, what
Cardiff?
go away, bro.
Are you
Go
listening
play
to
in
this?
your own league, bro, with Monaco.
At least
innit?
we're in Spain, though.
You and Monaco go and play in your own league, blood, in these little small islands off the cuff and that, blood. Nah, man.
Leave us
Can't stand
alone.
Barca still.
Leave us alone.
Catalan.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, bro. Spotify Arena and that, blood. That's what I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean? Malasia and that, bro. Trafficking kids and that and calling them footballers.
Well, I'm sorry we don't have a king who we can hold for ransom to
Nah,
allow
man.
us to
Nah,
spend
man.
money.
Yeah, man. We need to know, man. What did you do to Javi Simmons, blood? 'Cause he ain't been the same since he left the academy, blood. Man's
I'm
the
an
Justin
industry.
Bieber. He's the Justin
industry.
Bieber of football, blood. Something happened to him, blood. Something we don't know, blood. That
People,
Barca
I
place
hope you
is.
guys go and enjoy the rest of your night. I know it's a late one. Big up. Actually, G, do you have anything popping up tomorrow before we head out and stuff?
I've got the preview for the Barcelona game.
Yeah, I got a few videos on Hugo Online still because I recorded them earlier. They didn't have time to edit blood car. Declan Rice smashed me up in it, so it's fine, bro. So yeah, I'll throw them out tomorrow still.
Guys, stay tuned to that one, man. But big up to the moment. What's the end score now? 70. What? Maybe he's even at 80 now.
59,
This chat is cooked, blood. This chat is absolutely cooked.
No, don't disrespect the chat now because they didn't vote your way.
No, this is fine, bro. It's fine, bro. You know what I mean? Just know that when Mbappe was going against Argentina, and said that Messi was Corey Goat blood. That's what he said. He said he's not the goat, he's Corey Goat blood.
Bro, Mbappe was going mad.
End the stream, bro. End the stream.
But it's all right. It's all right.
Big
We
up,
move.
people.
We move.
Peace.
Peace.